What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, the Scripture Plug.Albert, and today, got another live stream coming talking about the contradictions in the Quran. And this is courtesy of a young lady. I'm assuming. I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure. But coming from a young lady that I believe, was in the comments yesterday talking crazy. So we're about to look at her comments real quick, and because I was trying to figure out, because I was supposed to go live yesterday, day before, and things just happened. I wasn't able to. So I was trying to figure out, man, do I want to continue on with a certain live or do something a little different? So I decided that, man, she inspired me. I had a few lives about Quran contradiction. So I came back to it because why not? Because this lady right here and everybody else I see can't never answer this one. If you even search through the YouTube sphere of how to answer this particular contradiction, you can't find it. I've yet to see somebody talk about this particular contradiction. So we're gonna get into it, but I want to show you first at why this is the topic of discussion here today. So this comes from our good buddy, good pal that just came on my channel yesterday, and her name is Tico's Hunt. I think it's a she anyway. It makes sense that she's a she. But she came on here talking spicy, talking greasy, talking like she knew some stuff, right? So she came on here and said some dear. I thought she was older because only older people say dear, but she might be young too. I don't know. I don't know. But dear, let me share with you something good for your reference. And she's gonna send me with a little emoji, all right? And then she gave me some Bible verses, which is good. Amen. Shout out to the Bible verses. Jesus said, I can, of mine own self, do nothing. Doesn't want to finish the context, though. Cherry picking, like always. Jesus was and is man sent by God. Oh, man, too bad they didn't read John 1:1 before they even get to Acts, but it is what it is. God is not a man number. Man, they still didn't want to finish the particular verse, not a man that he should lie. But, hey, it is what it is. They got to see the verses. They got to, cherry pick. They don't want to read the context, which as we break down the Quran contradictions, we're not going to negate the context. We're going to get into the context, actually show that it says what it says, not like what Muslims have to do when they don't know what it is that they're talking about. So then she decided to break down quote unquote smart people and say, oh, well, smart people said this about Islam, so Islam must be true. Intellectuals, intellectuals said this about Islam. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. So she says some Herbert Wells. Shout out to the people with the old folk name. Albert here, Herbert. So, I got much respect for those people. Shout out to, by the way, appreciate everybody for popping in. Dame Jackson, love you, brother. Mutez, appreciate you. Carol B, Una, all y'all, God bless. Appreciate you guys for pulling up. And hopefully, as we continue to move forward, if you guys want to come on after, once we do, because not only are we going to go over the contradictions, but we're going to watch a video of more contradictions. And then after that, if you guys want to come up and actually talk about some things, we can do that as well. That will be happening at the end of the stream, though. And also, if any Muslims want to come up and answer, hey, the more is welcome too as well. So Albert Einstein, again, another old person with my name. Shout out to them. Old people, old names unite. I understand that what the Jews cannot do, the Muslims do through their own intelligence and intuition. In Islam, that is the strength that leads you to peace. So this is what Albert Einstein is saying. Albert Einstein. Hold on now. So if Herbert Wells is saying this and Albert Einstein is saying this, man, it got to be true. Don't want to put any, scholars up there that are, big up in Christianity though, but it is what it is. So she gave a whole list, and the one that really got me was right here. Where's it at? Where is it at? Nostradamus. Y'all remember Nostradamus? In school, in 2012, the Earth was supposed to end because the Mayan calendar ended, and Nostradamus predicted that we was going to all die at 2012. I know that because that was my graduating year. That's the year I graduated high school. And we were supposed to burn up in flames. We were supposed to do all this stuff, Mayan calendar. And my gosh, wasn't he wrong? Wasn't this brother wrong? But yet she's going to quote this man. Islam will be ruling religion of Europe, and the most famous city in Europe will be the capital of the Islamic State. Had that happened yet? When's this supposed to happen? I'm trying to figure out, did this already happen, or is this coming like, 2012 was supposed to be coming? Is it still showing up? Because as of right now, we ain't there. We are not there. So, what are we doing? What are we talking about? But, she wanted to quote Nostradamus, things of that nature. But anyway, then she's, talking crazy about some other stuff. So then I just was like, I bet. Because I don't like to play. I get straight to the action. So I'm just like, I bet. Oh, wait, what's that? There we go. Bam. But anywho, answer me this. Does the Quran in 12:11 and 11:1 state the Quran is perfectly explained in detail, but in Surah 3 states only some of the Quran is explained and other verses aren't? So I asked this intellectual, this person that wanted to put all these quotes out there in the world. I asked her, simple and plain, just right there, bam. What you got to say about that? And I tell you what, the Takia track star came out strong. So this is her response. This is her response. Where's it at? Where's it at? My dear friend, all in Surah have their own context. Please read the context, dear. Then you should know the whole meaning. Don't answer not a dang thing I asked. But okay, we keep reading. Da 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 da. So she's breaking down some other stuff that ain't got nothing to do with anything. Talk about, oh, my advice to open mind and open your heart and be sincere when you do comparable between Bible and Quran. When you find it somewhere, something with confusing, contradicting, and corrupted, don't avoid to search the truth. Now, mind you, I asked the question. She ran all the way from it. I continued to ask the question, and I can't get no answer. I can't get. So now I got to read the Quran cover to cover to understand this. Okay, cool. What else she say? Uh, oh, I think I skipped past it. But anyway, anywho, she never answered the question. It's a 36 uh reply thread. She ain't answered. So with that, man, let's get into it. Let's really get into what is going on here. So for those Muslims out there, especially my guy Aladdin, who still hadn't answered me, still didn't answer me. So maybe he can answer me this time. Maybe this brother can answer me this time. And for any other Muslims that are in the chat, let's go ahead on and look at what we're talking about here. So people can understand that I'm just not making this stuff up. That this stuff is right here, present. Yo, shout out to David, bro. He knows it all, bro. He knows it all. Oh, Caleb. Hey, shout out. Appreciate you for showing up. Glad to meet you as well. One of Guy Logic 2.0 mods. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. And look, the guy Aladdin, biggest hater. Biggest hater. He hates the way that I walk. Hates the way that I talk. He hates the way that I dress. Please don't talk about smart people and intellectual people. You are so far away from them. That's crazy. That's crazy. Because last time I was supposed to talk with you, you set a time frame to come up and debate me. And somehow, some way, you being the intellectual, at least seeming like you're talking about being intellectual, you don't even know how to tell time the right way. You was a whole hour late to a debate you set up that you cried about. Ah, man, I guess you ain't an intellectual either, my guy. But it is what it is. So again, for those Muslim folks out there, let's get into it. Let's read it. So different, and there's more than the two I use. There's more verses in the Quran that state what we're about to go over, but I'm just going to use the two. Alif Lam Ra, which nobody knows what that means. This is a book whose verses are well perfected and then fully explained. It is from the one who is all wise and aware. So we get that understanding. This book right here, this Quran, whose verses are well perfected, and then, so not only are they perfected, they're fully explained from the one who is wise and all aware. So the all wise, all powerful, all aware, Allah, spoke this book. And after he spoke this book, he said, hey, yo, Jibril. Don't know how Jibril got it because Jibril's created. But anyway, so he spoke it to Jibril, and Jibril was like, I bet. So then Jibril went down to Muhammad, WWE SmackDown, beat him up, choke slammed him, DDT'd him, put him in the guillotine, had him choking. Like, y'all remember back in the day when Cat Williams got choked out by that kid? That's what Jibril did to Muhammad. That's what Jibril did to Muhammad. Just, got him up there, choked him out. He said, I give. He said, read, I can't read. That's a whole other thing. So even more of the, translations, because, we want to be fair and show all the ways that they talk about this. So Alif Lam Ra. This is a book whose verses are perfected and then presented in detail from one who is wise and aware, one who is obviously Allah. And then bam, they didn't even feel like, this dude right here, Yusuf Ali, he didn't even want to type it all the way out. He just said ALR. This a book with verses or fundamental of established meaning, further explained in detail from the one who is all wise and well acquainted. So to me, and again, we can go up. Oh, excuse me, down. That's the start of it. We can see that, man, tell him, O prophet, worship none but Allah. Surely I'm a warner and deliverer of good news to you from him. So this news that's being delivered is from this book that's perfected and fully detailed. And seek the Lord's forgiveness and yada yada yada, cool repentance. So man, we're getting the full understanding right here. So let's go ahead on. Let's go ahead on and go to, at this point, 12:111. So we can get some more understanding that these Muslim folks just don't like to talk about for some odd reason. They like to cry contradictions, but when one's brought to their face, they don't really know what to do with it. They got to cry and scream intellectual, and they can't answer. So let's read up a little bit beforehand so we can get, the context. And when the messengers despaired and their people thought the messengers had been denied help, our help came to them at last, when then saved whoever we will. And our punishment is never averted from the wicked people. In their stories, there is truly a lesson for people of reason. This message cannot be a fabrication, rather, is a confirmation of the previous revelation. So our man, this message right here is a confirmation of the previous revelation. So, for those out there that like to say, oh well, what about the corruption of the Injil and in the Torah? Man, but your own book says confirmation of the previous revelation. What was the previous revelation? Well, the Injil and the Torah, the Tanakh, all that, Zabor. But they'll say it's corrupted. But even prior to hundreds of years, we still have the Isaiah scrolls and everything else like that. But anyway, we ain't got to get into all that. Anyway, a detailed explanation of all things, God and mercy of people of faith. So we got a detailed explanation of all things and a guide and mercy. So in one verse, we got perfected and explained, fully detailed, and we got a detailed explanation of all things. So remember this as we go look at this next passage. By the way, I think I told some of you guys who were here before that I did a little thought experiment, and I actually wish I had Damien up here because I would love to do the thought experiment with him as well, because he doesn't know this, I don't believe anyway. So just having him read this, it would have been like, ah, man, well, that clearly is what it is. But, alas, I didn't think about that. I didn't know the brother was going to be watching. But anyway, let's get into it now. So we're going to 3:7. So again, remember, you Muslims in the chat and everybody else, that we already done read 2 verses that stated that it's fully explained, fully detailed, all that good stuff. So let's get into the contradiction, y'all. That Aladdin has yet to answer, that Yassine Bey has yet to answer, that Tico Hunt has yet to answer, that anybody has yet to answer what's going on. So he is the one who is, and this is Surah 3:7. He is the one who revealed to you, O prophet, the book of which some verses are precise. Hold on now, what you mean some verses? The other verses were saying that they all perfectly explained and fully detailed. They are the foundation of the book, while others are elusive. Hold on now, what you mean elusive? Y'all can't be Barry Sanders out here with the words. You already done said it was perfectly explained and whatnot. So how y'all gonna be elusive and perfectly explained? What's really going on here, folks? Those with deviant hearts follow the elusive verses, seeking to spread doubt through their false interpretations. But none grasp their full meaning except Allah. So dang, so even though these are fully explained, only Allah understands everything. Though they're fully explained, perfectly detailed, only Allah knows it all. Not us. Not us. As for those well grounded in knowledge, they say, we believe in this Quran. It is from our Lord, but none will be mindful of this except people of reason. Cool. So this is the unfortunate contradiction for the Muslim folks that like to say that, Allah's word is perfect and explained and all this fun stuff. It's perfectly explained in a manner that shows that, man, he said one thing before, switched it all up here later. And what's crazy is there's multiple. I just showed you 2. Well, obviously 2 is multiple too, but there's many. I think like 5 or 6 verses that talk about how clear and perfected the Quran is in its verses, how detailed it is, how fully explained it is. And yet, it's still saying, nah, son. Nah, only some of them are. Only some of them are. So for any Muslim who would like to come up a little bit later that would like to answer this, go ahead. Aladdin's in the chat. Hopefully no one kicked out Aladdin. Please say no one kicked out Aladdin, because I want Aladdin to come up here and talk about this. Because He's a runner. He's a track star. But I need him to talk about it. Because the last time, and I wish I had the video to put up here. The last time Aladdin came up here, you know what he did? This man said, read the Tafsir of 3:7. I bet. You go read the Tafsir of 3:7. You know what the Tafsir of 3:7 says? It says that there's two ways that you can read certain things. There's the Mashtabat, I don't remember how to pronounce it, and another way. And basically, what it states is that when you read it, oh, here we go. I'm right here. I can just look at it, y'all, so we can all see it. So we can just all see it right here. There we go. The Mashtabahati and the Makamet. Basically stating, again, what the surah is already saying, that there's the verses that are allegorical or not clear, and then the ones that are clear, which helps absolutely nobody in the case of this contradiction. So, for those folks out there that like to just run to Tafsir and say, oh, the Tafsir is going to help you. Nah, pimp. It literally just says the same thing, just more detail. So even the Tafsir are more detailed than the actual Quran itself, but yet even the detail in the Tafsir doesn't then take away from the fact that in verses it says that it's perfectly explained, and then some are not. So, mind you that, people, we got this contradiction. And there's other ones that, we're going to get into because I got this video that we're about to watch from Reason and Theology. Shout out to him. It's actually my first time knowing about this brother, as I was just searching through videos and I found him. So I was like, all right, bet, let's look into it. Let's watch it. So he's going to bring up some more contradictions for those Muslim folks out there that like to scream that our Bible's jacked up or scream that our Bible has contradictions, stuff like that. But I want some answers, though. So in the title, it says, help us. So any Muslim that's out there listening, Ali Dean, come on back, brother. Come on back and answer, because last time you didn't answer. You just repeated the same thing and said, oh, well, some verses are. So then when I asked the brother, I said, okay, well, are the verses that I'm reading ambiguous? He said no. So if they're not ambiguous and they're not allegorical, then it's still a contradiction. So I need you to come up here and, talk about that, Aladdin, or Yasin Bey, or any other, Muslim out there that thinks they know better. But anyway, until then, until someone wants to come on up and let me know that they want to, hey, I got an answer for this. Hey, it is what it is. Post the link and I will. Oh, he did say post the link. I bet. So this is for Aladdin only, or any Muslim out there. Any Muslim or Aladdin only. Because I know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to repeat the same thing he did last time because there is no answer. He's going to repeat the same thing he did last time when he said, oh, well, some verses are this, some verses are that. I already know. So any other Muslim, come on up and explain it to me and break it down to me how in the world that this is what's going on. But in the meantime, until that happens, let's go ahead on and jump into Reason Theology. By the way, if you want to watch the full Reason Theology video down below, it's in the description for y'all. If you want to save it and whatnot without my commentary, that's all right. That's all right. You ain't got to listen to me all the time. You ain't got to hear me just jump in and out and say what I got to say. Sometimes it's good just to watch the original. But if you like my commentary, stick around. You know what I'm saying? So we can continue to rock out.
All everywhere right. Present and fill us all things.
Oh, 1 second. Let me see something. I think I have to, before we get into that, I have to get some settings right. Silly me. No. There we go. All right.
Treasury of blessings and giver of life, come and dwell within us, cleanse us of all stain, and save our souls, O gracious one. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Michael Lofton Show on Reason and Theology. I want to hold Muslims to the same standards that they apply to Christianity. Yesterday, I did a video reviewing Muslims who attempted to say there are contradictions in the Bible, and I went ahead and corrected their attempt and showed how there is no contradiction. But what I want to do in this video is take you to instances in the Quran where Muslims have to deal with analogous difficulties, the equivalent of what they accuse Christians of having, and that is contradictions within the Bible. So I'm going to hold their feet to the fire, hold them to the same standard that they hold Christians to, and I'm going to put them on the defensive, where they will now have to explain how the instances that I present are not contradictions in the Quran. And once they do so, I will then simply ask, why then didn't you do that with the Bible? Why do you assume the Bible contradicts itself when you have the same, if not even greater, difficulties with the Quran? Is it because you're being inconsistent? Is it because you're being dishonest? Is it just that you're uneducated and aren't aware of instances where the Quran has the same difficulties? Those are the questions that I want to ask. But before we dive in, I do want to ask y'all, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you appreciate Reason and Theology, you enjoy and have benefited from this content, go ahead and hit that like button and the subscribe button. I want to show you a video clip where a Muslim is going to, again, set a particular standard for the Bible. And then we're going to apply that standard to the Quran and see if it gets a pass. All right, so you should be able to see on your screen One True Message Foundation. They have a lot of influence, 467,000 subscribers, over 1 million people have seen this video.
The weakest arguments, by the way, I've seen a few of those videos. Man, they got the same old recycled Dawa script nonsense. The same. See, there's certain people that I enjoy listening to, right? They ain't one of them because they just whitewash and just whack. But like people, even though he's very annoying, he's very annoying, and his argumentation is also very, But when Jake the metaphysician at least talks about the metaphysical part, or whatever his name is, and I that's a different take. That's a little bit deeper into the matter. That's a upgraded Dawa script right there. But this stuff that they put out, man, them Dawa wise, all them other ridiculous arguments, trash, big trash. By the way, real quick before we get back into this, shout out to Ministry of Revolution Crusade, Mutes. If you aren't, follow that brother right there. He does amazing stuff. He's an Arabic speaker that just completely destroys Islam all the time. Has people come on, cooked Aladdin, cooked a bunch of people, going around the circuit and just doing amazing things for the dismantling of Islam. Also, my guy, Dame Jackson, he did a testimony. He shared his testimony not too long ago. So if you go find that testimony and search the links in the description, you see something called the Vincent House. And the Vincent House is something that he promotes, where it's like an after-school program for kids that the church funds. So the kids in the city and the inner city are able to come there and have another place to be and not in the streets. So the Vincent House, they do a lot of amazing things when it comes to teaching the Bible, when it just comes to having rec night and stuff like that. So if you are inclined to, or if you want to help them out, go to the links in the video that his testimony is in. Amazing testimony, by the way. Check that out. And then help him out and help out the Vincent House. So anyway, let's get back into the video.
It's called Christian Confronts Muslim After Claiming Jesus is Muslim. It's here what they have to say about the Bible.
For being the word of God are not met in the Bible.
Let me fix the speed so that it plays at a normal speed. Here we go.
There are contradictions within the Bible. There are mistakes within the Bible.
Yeah.
And these point to the authorship of the Bible being human beings rather than God himself. Because human beings can make mistakes.
But the Old Testament was written by God, though, right? Like Genesis was written by God.
Yes. No. So
Moses, or it came down through Moses, but
the Ten Commandments. So it's a preservation of these manuscripts or this text rather.
Okay.
Now, if it was written by God, would you agree that it should be free from error?
Yes.
Because God himself is all-knowing, he's perfect.
Yes.
And if you were to see errors within this, would you then question this being the word of God?
Yes.
And that's what we see. The Old Testament and the New Testament, there's over 100. Numerical. So it's not even like subject to interpretation. It's literally numerical, clear-cut, black and white mistakes within it.
Yeah.
Have you heard them before?
Yes, I'm familiar with most of them.
Yeah.
So and for you, the Quran has none of those.
Absolutely none.
Okay.
Okay, you hear that? He says, well, look, the Bible has all sorts of contradictions in it. I reviewed an instance yesterday where he didn't know what he was talking about, and it wasn't a contradiction. And it was basically just a cheap shot taken at Christians who don't know better. And here he says, well, look, we don't have that with the Quran. The Quran has been revealed by God, and we don't have those kinds of contradictions that the Bible and Christians have. That's the claim that he makes.
If there was to be one, especially similar to like what we find in the Bible, then of course a Muslim would reject the Quran completely.
Would they really, though? I'm sorry, but I don't believe that. I actually feel that a double standard would be applied, and all of the sudden, if a Christian were to show equal difficulties in the Quran, all of a sudden there would be nuance. All of a sudden they would start to apply distinctions. All of a sudden they would give the benefit of the doubt to the Quran. Yet they don't do that with the Bible. They don't apply nuance. They don't apply distinctions. They just indiscriminately pit two scriptures against each other and say, see, contradiction in the Bible, ergo the Bible is not the word of God. But when they come to equal, and if not more severe difficulties in the Quran, all of a sudden now, this is when we want to get into the original languages. This is when we want to apply nuance and distinctions and give history lessons. But you didn't do that with the Bible, though. Interesting.
Y'all like to hear that argument that some Muslims love to say? Well, first and foremost, you know Arabic? Matter of fact, the same thread that I had earlier that was showing you guys where this actually, wanted to do this live stream came from. There was a dude who jumped on that thread and said, "Oh, do you know the Arabic?" So now you got to know the Arabic as well. So now, for some Muslims anyway, the fact that in 11.1 and 12.1.11, the Quran is perfectly explained and all that, but yet only if you know Arabic. Only if you know Arabic as well. So throw a whole nother, issue on that. Only know Arabic. And then also, when people like say, "Oh, well, if you don't know Arabic, you won't get the understanding," because it's a deeper meaning. That's what I was really trying to get at. The deeper meaning, because people know the Arabic. But yet, these Arabic speakers that are now Christian, that used to be Muslim, let all of us know that ain't no deeper meaning. They just make that stuff up for people who don't know the Arabic. And what's crazy is people who don't know the Arabic will also say, "Oh, what's the deeper meaning?" Well, you don't know it then because you don't know Arabic. That's the crazy argumentation that these people have. But one thing I want to point out here, my guy Winston got this amazing point right here. Amazing point. So it says, no Christian claims the Bible is verbatim, word of Yahweh. Yet Islam claims the Quran is. With the Bible, humans can make mistakes. So if Allah makes mistakes in the Quran, that proves he's human. Let him know. Again, God breathed, God inspired. So we get it. We know there's some errors, scribal errors. When you listen to people like Dr. Dan Wallace talk about the fact that, again, the first 300 years there's persecution, so people had to write in a manner that was like, we either had to rush or we had to hide these things. Things were burned, stuff like that. And yet we still got what it is that we got. Well, outside of Uthman burning, the Qurans back then, the Quran, though it's not obviously perfectly preserved, because again, that's already been debunked when we have, over 30 odd different Arabic versions of the Quran that state different things. The fact that they claim, see, this is what happens when you make these outrageous claims, these satanic, if you will, claims that they say, perfectly explain everything like that. And then when everything's stated and it comes down crumbling, scientific miracles crumble, all this other stuff. Muhammad being the best moral person, they find these hadiths, crumble. So all these arguments is because they want to make it seem like, this is what it is. This is perfect. This is only from God. But yet, literally, what they try to pin us on doesn't even accurately describe what it is that we claim. Like my brother right here just stated. So we don't claim word for word, dot for dot, tittle for tittle. That's what the unlearned Muslims do. That's what the lying Takia track star imams do. And sheikhs and da'is and all that other stuff. But when you get to the scholarly level, they be like, yeah, there's some changes. But, to preserve and to continue to have these things spread, there's no issue with the key attract stars lying. So anyway, let's get back into this video, y'all. Shout out to Winston for that comment.
Well, let me give you some examples and again, put the Muslims on the defensive. Let me share my screen. I'm going to give you 12 examples. Now, there are many others. I'm just giving you 12 among thousands of instances where you can pit things in the Quran against each other. Let's take a look at the first. Will Christians be saved or not?
Ooh.
Well, Quran 2:62 says, indeed, the believers, Jews, Christians, and Sabaeans, whoever truly believes in Allah in the last day and does good, will have their reward with their Lord, and there will be no fear for them, nor will they grieve. Sure sounds like Jews and Christians will be saved if they're just faithful to Judaism, faithful to Christianity, right? But now consider Quran 3:85. Whoever seeks a way other than Islam, it will never be accepted from them, and in the hereafter they will be among the losers. Now, which one is it? Which one is it? Will Christians who are faithful to Christianity be redeemed and receive a reward with the Lord, or will they be damned and numbered among the damned and the losers? You see contradiction in the Quran. Will the Muslims all of a sudden stop being Muslims, or will they start to apply distinctions and nuance? And if so, I just ask, well, why don't you do that with the Bible? It's because you're being inconsistent or perhaps dishonest. One of the two. Well, let's look at another example. Does Allah forgive idolatry? Quran 4:58 says, indeed, Allah does not forgive associating others with him in worship, but forgives anything else of whoever he wills. And whoever associates others with Allah has indeed committed a grave sin. So idolatry, associating partners and others in worship with Allah, will not be forgiven. He does not forgive this. He does not forgive idolatry. But Quran 4:153 says, the people of the book demand that you, O Prophet, bring down for them a revelation in writing from heaven. They demand what is even greater than us from Moses, saying, make Allah visible to us. So a thunderbolt struck them for their wrongdoing. Then they took the calf for worship. Sounds like idolatry to me, right? Sounds like associating partners with Allah. Then they took the calf for worship after receiving clear signs. Still, we forgave them. Hold on. Wait. You over here said there's no forgiveness for idolatry. Now you're saying that you have forgiven idolaters.
Nah, it's a deeper meaning, y'all. It's the deeper meaning. It got to be. It got to be. Ain't no way he said that or it's abrogated. One of the two. Deeper meaning, abrogation. Has to be. Check it out. Read the Tafsirs on it. Read everything about it. Got to be. Only thing that makes sense. Only thing that makes sense. Man, it's almost like Allah just kind of, I think I said this before. I think Allah, he just suffered from a speech impediment. I think he stuttered, but because it's an eternal stutter, like it didn't catch until after some other stuff already happened. So after he already said some other stuff, the stutter just came back and he mixed up some words. So three options, eternal stutter, abrogation, or deeper meaning. Gots to be, y'all.
Still, we forgave them for that after their repentance and gave Moses compelling proof. Boom! Islam destroyed, right? Islam falsified, right? Contradiction in the Quran, right? Now become a Christian, right? These are the kinds of tactics that Muslims engage in when it comes to the Bible. But when it's done to them, all of the sudden, nuance, distinctions, theology, history, appealing to original languages, all of a sudden that comes in. Yeah, but you don't do that with the Bible. It's dishonest. Look at this one. What happened to Pharaoh when Israel crossed the sea?
What happened to that,
Quran 10:90 through 92 says, We brought the children of Israel across the sea. Then Pharaoh and his soldiers pursued them unjustly and oppressively. But as Pharaoh was drowning, he cried out, I believe that there is no God except that in whom the children of Israel believe, and I am now one of those who submit. So Pharaoh, while he's going to destroy the children of Israel as they're crossing the sea, all of a sudden he has a conversion of heart and he repents and he becomes a Muslim and is in submission to Allah, and he is now a believer. He was told, now you believe, but you always disobeyed and were one of the corruptors. Today we will preserve your corpse so that you may become an example for those who came after you. And surely most people are heedless of our examples. So in this story, Pharaoh was preserved and was not destroyed when the Israelites were crossing the sea. But Quran 17:103 says, so Pharaoh wanted to scare the Israelites out of the land of Egypt, but we drowned him and all of those with him. Now, which one is it? Was he drowned when the Israelites were crossing the sea? Or was his corpse preserved and redeemed and saved because he all of a sudden saw the light and came to Allah and became a Muslim? Which one is it? Distinctions, right? Nuance, right? All of a sudden we're now going to get hemming and hawing, and all of a sudden we're now going to get, well, but you see, and actually, and we're going to get all of that. But you don't do that with the Bible. Again, there is that saying, without lies, Islam dies.
Ooh, okay.
And I think it's
classic. True. For sure. It got to be. Takia. That's where the phrase Takia Trackstar comes from. Lie about everything. Hide stuff. Not care about the truth. You're told this, it brings you to Islam, and then you stay there. Unfortunately, unless you're smart, and then you come up out of it. Shout out to Mutez, he came up out of it. Shout out to Daughter of Christ, he came up out of it. Ahmed, ex-Muslim, came up out of it. Alpha Deed came up out of it. Rest in peace, Dr. Nabil Qureshi came up out of it. I think Adam Seeker, wasn't he a Muslim before? Maybe not. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Was Adam Seeker ever a Muslim? Apostate prophet, even though he's not necessarily, where he needs to be. He needs to come home. He needs to come home and be a Christian and know who the true God is and stop being lost. How you going to go from being lost to still being lost? How you going to keep wandering? But, I'm sure David Wood and everybody else is working on him. And, hopefully his heart is softened enough to where he come on home. He's still alive. His heart's still beating. Still got the opportunity to come on home. But when it comes to all these ex-Muslims, man, I appreciate them so very much. I had a brother in the comments not too long ago. I think it was yesterday actually stated that, man, he was an apostate of Islam. And I was like, good job, brother. Good job. It's a beautiful thing when people leave this nonsense right here. This nonsense. And it wouldn't be so bad if more of the people that were Muslims it's still bad, don't get me wrong. But it wouldn't be so bad if they weren't so arrogant about being wrong and think that what they've been taught, even though who taught them or who taught the people that taught them know better. That's the crazy part right there. That's the part that blows my mind, that the upper echelon, the scholars, know better, but yet they still let this nonsense come around. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Dr. Nabil Qureshi. Not Nabil Qureshi, excuse me. What's the brother's name? Yasir Qadhi. That's what his name is. I'm sorry. Yasir Qadhi. I don't know if it was him or if it was Dr. Javed, the other brother that we reacted to not too long ago, that stated it is just fairy tales, children stories that a lot of these Muslims know and hold on to. Again, what are those? Scientific miracles, perfect preservation, the historical claims, all these that are just stories that are told to, man, yeah, come to Islam because it's perfect over here. But then when you get down to the nitty-gritty, it's not. But yet, there we go. That's what I was talking about. The idea that everybody up here knows better, but yet they allow these other people under them to continue on believing that nonsense. And then some people will say, oh, well, everybody knows that. Nah. Still got people in the comments right now talking about some scientific miracles. Oh, they're all true. How would Allah know this? How would Muhammad know this? Man, how would Muhammad know that Ezra, and I still ain't never got an answer to this one. How would Muhammad know that Ezra was known as the son of God? Still waiting on an answer for that one. When did that ever happen? But that's a whole nother thing. That's just anyway, let's get back to the video, y'all. I'm still waiting. Any Muslims that want to come up and answer these contradictions and or the contradiction that I posed at the beginning of the video, for those of you who don't know, or if you're coming in just at this point and you're a Muslim, the contradiction that I'm posing that I need some answers for, that I need some help with, is Quran verse 12, 111 and 11:1. In both of those verses, it states that the Quran is fully explained and detailed and perfected. And yet in 3:7, it states that only some verses are precise and some verses are elusive. So how in the world can the Quran, whose verses are perfected and fully explained and detailed, then have verses that are elusive and not fully explained? That's the one I'm trying to figure out. But if you want to answer any of these as well, you can come on up and answer. That's what we're here for, to learn. So I don't want to just hear from this brother who's named Reason Theology. I'm sorry, I don't remember his actual name, but I don't want to just hear from him. I want to hear from the actual Muslims that may be listening in. Al-Din was in here. Al-Din is no longer in here. I checked. He is not timed out. He's not anything. And he is no longer here. So I wonder what this brother's doing. But links for the Muslims that want to jump on.
All right, here's another one. Which was created first, heaven or earth? Quran 2:29 says, "It is he who hath created you, all things that are on earth. Then he turned to the heaven and made them into 7 firmaments." So earth created, then heaven created. But Quran 79:27 through 30 says this: "Are you the harder to create, or is the heaven that he built? He raised the height thereof and ordered it. And he has made dark the night thereof, and he brought forth the morning thereof. And after that, he spread the earth." Oh, which one is it? Which one is it? Earth first or heaven first? Nuance and distinction time, right? Now, who was the first believer according to the Quran?
Ooh, who was it?
Quran 6:14 says, "Say, O Prophet, will I take any guardian other than Allah, the originator of the heavens and the earth, who provides for all that is not in need of provision? Say, I have been commanded to be the first to submit and not be one of the polytheists." So he is commanded, that is Muhammad, is commanded to be the first to submit to Allah. However, Quran 7:143 says, "When Moses came at the appointed time and his Lord spoke to him," so we're talking about Moses way before the time of Muhammad, right? Moses came at the appointed time and his Lord spoke to him. He asked, "My Lord, reveal yourself to me so that I may see you." Allah answered, "You cannot see me, but look at the mountain. If it remains firm in its place, only then will you see me." When his Lord appeared to the mountain, he leveled it to the dust, and Moses collapsed unconscious. When he recovered, he cried, "Glory be to you. I turn to you in repentance, and I am the first of the believers." Which one? Was Adam the first of the believers? Was Muhammad the first of the believers? Was Moses the first of the believers? Which one submitted to Allah first? Nuance time, distinction time. This is when you get the dawah guys, the Muslim apologists. This is when you get them to say, "Actually," and then again, all sorts of theological distinctions are brought in and imported to show that there's no contradiction in the Quran. But they don't lift a finger to do the same with the Bible, which oddly enough, they should be doing, because their own Quran tells them the Old Testament and the New Testament are reliable and truthful. So,
nah, brother, nah. See, you ain't know. You ain't know. That's not the case. It got corrupted somehow, some way. In Muhammad's time and in Jesus' time, it was never corrupted, but it got corrupted after that. Even though at the time of Jesus and Muhammad, what we have is what they had in manuscripts, that Dead Sea Scrolls and everything else like that. But no, it got corrupted somehow. Somehow, some way, the original got lost. The original Quran and Injil, or excuse me, not Quran, but Torah and Injil got lost some way, somehow, between Muhammad and us now. that happened. It happened. What they did was all the ones that the Jews corrupted, all the ones that they corrupted with their pens and whatnot. So when they did that, they kept those around and burned all the ones that didn't corrupt. So the Isaiah scroll that we got now, that's like virtually identical, that was written hundreds and hundreds of years, prior to that, that was a corrupted one. That was a corrupted one. They had another one with it, and that's what Muhammad had. So he had both of them at the time, but he knew which one was the non-corrupted one. But with Rome and everything and the Council of Nicaea, they ended up burning the one that Muhammad had that he knew wasn't corrupted, and they kept the one that was corrupted. Bam. Bam. Let's go. That's what happened. We cracked the code together, y'all. We cracked the code together. When they was talking about the Zabor, they had 2 copies of them. They got rid of the good one. Rome did that. Council of Nicaea did that. Even though it happened well before Muhammad. But they did it. I know it. They had to have done it. Let's get back to the video, y'all. We're cracking codes. This brother don't know what he's talking about.
So there's also an inconsistency in their approach because they're going against their own Quran when they try to falsify the Bible, because the Quran indicates that actually the truth is found in the Bible. Well, does the sun set in mud or does it orbit? Which one is it? Quran 1886. Till when he, the traveler Zul Qarnayn, which some say is Alexander the Great, reached the setting place of the sun, he found it going down into a muddy spring. The sun sets into a muddy spring, but in Quran 36:40, it is not for the sun to overtake the moon, nor doth the night outstrip the day. They float in an orbit. Okay, so which one is it? Does the sun float in an orbit or does it set down in a muddy spring? Nuance time, distinction time, genre distinctions. Oh no, this one's allegorical. Oh no, this one's literal. Oh no, this one's a blah, 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 blah. But you can't do that with the Bible, right? No compulsion in religion? Well, some scriptures in the Quran say, yes, there is compulsion for non-believers. And others say there is compulsion. Look at this. Quran 2:256. There is no compulsion in religion. Very well known, often quoted verse from the Quran, right? But then Quran 9:29, fight those who do not profess the true faith till they pay the poll tax with the hand of humility. Then Quran 9:5, then when the sacred months have passed, slay the idolaters wherever you find them and take them captive and besiege them and prepare for them each ambush. Quran 47:4, when you meet the unbelievers in jihad, strike off their hands. Quran 2:191, and slay them wherever you catch them and turn them out from when they have turned you out. Such is the reward of those who suppress faith. Quran 8:65, O apostle, rouse the believers to fight or to the fight against the unbelievers. So is there compulsion? Is there no compulsion? Don't fight against them, fight against them. Which one is it? Again, distinction time. This is one you'll often hear from Muslims. They'll come to the defense of the Quran and they'll say, well, actually, here's what's going on in Surah 2, but actually over here in Surah 9, here's what's going on. Okay, great. I so appreciate that you're capable of making distinctions, but you can't do it with the Bible for some reason. All of the sudden, those abilities fly out the window.
And it's all because they can't come to the truth. Because the ones that do come to truth, again, become Christians. So they have to hold on to their nonsense time and time again to say, oh, well, man, that can't be the case. Or, yeah, there's a contradiction here, but you guys can't, like he's saying, doesn't work for you guys. You guys can't explain stuff away. No. How dare you say that there's different understandings and different viewpoints of the same story? What? How in the world did John not have the same viewpoint as Matthew, huh? How in the world did they not write down the same things at the same exact time about the same situation, dot for dot, word for word? If it's real, that's what should have been done. Forget that they have two different eyes that, take in different things, and, their senses are grasping and being drawn by other things. Forget that. Nah. Mm-mm. Contradiction. Bible's corrupt. Man, the standard, Islamic standard, Yasir Qadhi did say this, has holes in it. And that is true. The argumentation has holes in it. That is true. The book itself has holes in it. Everything about Quran got them big old holes in it. Swiss cheese, as Hatun Tash likes to say. Swiss cheese. The Muslims, Swiss cheese. Come on home, y'all. Come on home to the truth where you ain't got to fight this hard to figure out what's really going on. Where you ain't got to lie about what Allah said. We ain't got to lie about what Allah said. Allah said that the books are good. Injil's good. Torah's good. Your apologists, they say, though, it's corrupted. Why? Because if you believe that the Injil's good and the Torah's good, the Bible that we have is good, then it completely throws out the window your Quran. So you got to listen to those lies. You got to listen to the dawah nonsense. But you ain't got to if you just come on home. Come on home to the truth of the matter. We don't worship no, no beardless little boy that may or may not have two right hands and multiple eyes and a shin. We don't do that over here, man. We don't do that. We don't serve the perfect word that is supposedly dot for dot, tittle for tittle, all this other stuff, but yet there's a bunch of different Qurans out there. Even after they were all burned, apparently, and standardized and stuff like that. We ain't got it. We don't make these ridiculous claims that try to grab people in. Say, oh man, look at this shiny diamond. Christianity is not like this. Christianity ain't got this shiny diamond that's perfect. And then when you get it and you take it to the jeweler and you find out it's just glass, cubic zirconium, painted aluminum. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to deal with that. We know exactly what it is. The truth of the matter, that we have a loving God that we know. Y'all don't even know y'all God's name. I just thought about that too. Y'all don't even know your God's name. Y'all got to call that man Allah, which just means the God. Even though in the Old Testament, we know Yahweh. But somehow, and all the prophets have names that derive from Yahweh. And y'all out here talking about some, man, he Allah. Come on now. But that's just a small thing. You know what I'm saying with this. Don't jab the children. You worship a man. You worship an angel as well. Oh. How about you do this, my guy? How about you see what the title of the video is, listen to what's going on, and respond to that instead of trying to do in your Dawah Dash or your Takia Track Star Shuffle and all this other stuff. How about you talk about what's going on here, my guy? Don't try to deviate the conversation. Talk about these contradictions. Since you're here, don't jab the children. Since you're here, you pulled up. I need you to do something for me, my guy. Okay. So my brother right here is going, yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. You're right on. We know, but we're going to get back on track. We're going to get it back on track. So don't jab the children. But yet you can jab your wife. I tell you. Anyway, so we don't do, oh, you a lie. So don't jab the children. Can you tell me this? In your Quran, in Surah 12, 111, and in Surah 11:1, it states that the Quran is perfectly explained, fully detailed, an explanation of all things, right? But yet, in the same breath, your Quran in 3:7 states that some verses are explained, some verses are not. Can you tell me and figure out why that's the case? Can you tell me why in multiple places your Quran is supposedly this perfectly explained book, but yet in Surah 3:7 it states that only some verses are? Because that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about contradictions. We're not talking about why you're up here crying. So if you can't answer that, sit down in the comments and just learn what's going on. Sit down in the comments and learn what's going on. Or you can also hop up on the link is pinned, my guy. If you want to come up and talk about it, we can come up and talk about it. But until then, you know what I'm saying? Don't try to change the subject. We here.
Here's another one for you. Allah created heaven and earth in 6 or 8 days. Which one is it? You know, you remember how the Muslims also, play this little game and they say, well, how many gods do you Christians believe in? Oh, we only believe in one God. Oh, okay. So, but you believe that the Father is God, the Son is God, and the Holy Spirit is God, right? Yeah, but there's only one God, right? Okay, so let's count it on one hand. All right, so there's only one God, right? So only one finger's up, right? Okay, but Father's God, right? But Son's God, right?
Oh yeah, real quick. Shout out to Groovy Granny. Man, shout out to Groovy Granny. If I'm not mistaken, in the Al-Bazi version of the Quran, it states that I can't remember off my top of the head, but yeah, the two different versions of the Quran, the Al-Bazi and now we just go with the regular one. I can't, Hafs Quran state that. Shout out to Jai and DLC for bringing that to our attentions. So shout out to Groovy Grandma for bringing this up. I wish I actually had um, the actual slides myself. I don't have them on this account or my drive. I think I forgot to save them, but I'm about to go get them so I can use that as well. So the Al-Bazi version of the Arabic Quran and the Hafs Quran states two different things. So even the different Quran versions that the Muslims like to talk about contradict one another. Thank you for that, Grandma. Groovy
The
Granny.
Holy Spirit's God, right? How many fingers do I have up? 3. Oh, I thought you were supposed to only have 1 finger up because there's only one God, but now you have 3 up. Is 3 1? No. And they play this little silly game, right? Because they equivocate between person and nature. You see, they play these little counting games. Okay, well, let's play that little counting game with the Quran as well and see how well they fare. Surah 754 in the Quran. Indeed, your Lord is Allah, who created the heavens and earth in 6 days and then established himself above the throne. He covers the night with the day, chasing it rapidly. And he created the sun, the moon, and the stars, subjected his command unquestionably. His is the creation and the command. Blessed is Allah, Lord of the world. So now we have 6, right? 6. So let's count on our hand here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Okay, let's see what the Quran says elsewhere, and then let's count it on our fingers again. Quran 41, 9 through 12. Ask them, O Prophet, how can you disbelieve in the one who created the earth in 2 days? Now that's 1, 2. Okay, so I got 2 up so far. And how can you set up equals with him? That is the Lord of all worlds. He placed on the earth firm mountains, stands high, showered his blessings upon it, and ordained all its means of sustenance, totaling in 4 days. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so far I have 6 fingers up, right? Then he turned towards the heaven when it was still like smoke, saying to it and to the earth, submit willingly or unwillingly. They both responded, we submit willingly. So he formed the heaven into 7 heavens into 2 days. Okay, 1, 2. Wait, hold on. This is weird. I have, how many is that? Let's zoom in on that. Hold on. I have 8 fingers up, but I thought it was 6 before. Is 6 8? I don't know. Well, they're gonna say, oh, cheap shot, oh, you're equivocating, oh, you're playing with the Quran, oh, but that's what you do with the Bible. But that's what you do with Christianity. And then you play these little finger games, right? You do the exact same thing. And you say it's a cheap shot when somebody does it to you, but why do you then do it to Christians? It's dishonest. Let's do another one here. Let's go to, let's see. Here we go. Did Mary live in the time of Moses?
Yes, I love this so very much. How inaccurate these Muslims are when it comes to the Quran. Mary. See, they don't want to just come to the conclusion, that, Muhammad just got it wrong. He got 2 Marys mixed up. It's all right. It's all right if you're honest with it. But when you lie about it, things happen. Now, going back to people, when they talk about Surah 3:7, right? They say Surah 3:7 states that some verses are mysterious, elusive, allegorical, whatever word you want to use. And some are not. Some are explained. And when you read the Tafsir of it, it states that some things have to be shared by scholars, right? Why couldn't any of the scholars come to the conclusion that Muhammad took a few days, if you read the Hadith, a few days to come up with that? Oh man, that's just heritage being spoken of. Even though back then, that's not how they spoke. Even though back then you can't find nowhere else in the Quran that states somebody is the sister of, meaning heritage of a descendant. Descendant, typically being used, normally being used, is daughter of, son of. That's the descendant, understanding. But with that being said, now apparently Aaron is the sister of Mary. Mary. Not Mary, that's his actual sister from back then. Jesus' mother, Mary. That's who it is. And that's what they like to go with. They like to say, oh, but man, that just means they're related, relational, stuff like that. All right. That's what you got to tell yourself. Go for it. But I love this one because people don't know this. People don't know this. They read this because the Quran isn't fully detailed either. You remember earlier when we read in 12:111 when it says it's a detailed explanation of all things? Doesn't detail that. Doesn't tell you that. It doesn't tell you that Mary is just a distant relative of Aaron, which he's not, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's Elizabeth, who is from the tribe of Levi. But anyway, we got this understanding, right? We got this understanding that the Quran just gets so much things wrong and they try to cover it up with just more wrong. That's crazy. That's crazy. But I love this one because Muslims, they just don't know. They be like, nah, that's because it is. And then you realize, like, oh, wait, no, it's not. Then they have to Google search and then they come up with the, yeah, he changed that because he told them that it just meant descendant of. That's what goes on. That's what goes on in Islam, y'all. Let's get back to this video. I'm still waiting for Muslims. Muslims come up and defend what's going on here. We just broke down many different contradictions in the Quran from this brother right here, Reason Theology, and I have one that I want to get answered first. So if you're a Muslim and you feel like you can answer these contradictions, come on up. My contradiction that I got for Don't Jab the Children, for Aladdin, for Yasin Day, for whoever else is watching this that's a Muslim, that's not making yourself known. My contradiction that I want to learn about from you guys, because I want to hear what it is that you guys have, is why in multiple places, for example, Surah 12:111 and Surah 11:1, does it state that the Quran is fully explained and detailed and perfected, but yet in Surah 3:7 it states that some verses are not. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. How can that be the case? How can the Quran be perfectly explained and fully detailed, but yet verses are still elusive to other folks? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So Muslims, if you can answer that or any of these contradictions that Brother Reason Theology is going through, come on up and talk about it. We need y'all to help us. That's what we're asking for. We're asking for the help. Help. I need someone. Help. Not just anyone. Help. Wait, is that how the words go? Am I tripping? Am I mixing two different songs together? I don't know. But before we get back into the video, man, shout out to Justin, my guy, always showing support, always showing some love. May we all keep our eyes on the Lord. God bless you, brothers and sisters. I know that's right. God bless you and appreciate all that you do and all the help that you do with the channel and give to the channel. Appreciate you so very much. Justin, been rocking for a while now. So also, again, at the end of, when we get done through this video, and if no Muslims want to come up, that's completely fine. If you are in the chat, I will allow you guys to come up and you guys can share some of your thoughts on the video and stuff like that at the end when, if no Muslims show up.
Or Aaron. Well, Quran 19:27-28 says, Then she brought Jesus to her people, carrying him. They said, Oh, Mary, you have certainly done a thing unprecedented. O sister of Aaron, your father was not a man of evil, nor was your mother unchaste. So sister of Aaron. So Mary is the sister of Aaron. The Quran 66:12 says, and Mary, the daughter of Imran, who guarded her chastity. And we breathed into her body of our spirit, and she believed in the words of her Lord and of his revelations and was of the devoutly obedient. So Mary, the mother of Jesus, is said to be the sister of Aaron and the daughter of Imran. Now, who was the sister of Aaron and the daughter of Imran historically? Well, another Mary. Look at this. Numbers 26:59. The name of Amram's wife, same as Imran, was Jochebed, the daughter of Levi, who was born to Levi in Egypt. And to Amram, she bore Aaron and Moses and their sister Miriam, aka Mary. It's a different Mary.
Dang.
So there's the Mary, the sister of Moses, and there's the Mary, the mother of Jesus. But when you pit these two things together, sure looks like there's a contradiction, because I'm pretty sure Jesus didn't live anywhere near the century that Moses lived in. Pretty sure they're separated by, I don't know, maybe 1400 years?
Roundabout.
Something like that, right? Well, bam. Islam refuted, right?
Bam.
Quran refuted. Bam. There you go. But now the distinctions come into play. Oh, well, she's not actually like biologically like the actual sister of Aaron, sort of speak, like, you know, actual siblings, but she's a sister spiritually, or she's a sister through a long period of, you know, descent and a genealogy. And in the same way that you can compare yourself to, you know, a great ancestor, you're the brother of that ancestor, even though they lived 2,000 years ago, whatever, you know. All sorts of distinctions come into play. Now,
what else we got?
Curious. Okay. Was man created from blood or water?
Ooh.
Surah 21:30. Do the disbelievers not realize that the heavens and earth were once one mass when we split them apart? And we created from water every living thing. That would include humans. Will they not then believe? Verses Surah 9:2 or 96:2. Allah created humans from a clinging clot. So from a blood clot, humans were created. But then over here, humans were created from water. Is water a blood clot? No. Boom. Quran destroyed. Islam destroyed. Right?
Yikes.
I mean, we were told, according to this Muslim over here, if you find a contradiction in the Quran, every Muslim would just stop being a Muslim, right? So I guess the Muslims are just going to stop being Muslims now, right? They're not going to engage in distinctions in a defense of the Quran in the way a Christian would reconcile and engage in distinctions in the defense of the Bible, right? It's not fair for Christians to do it. Well, it can't be fair then for Muslims. So I guess all Muslims are now going to convert. Who warned the Arabs first?
The ones who know better.
Surah 2, 125.
Real quick, before we break into any more, if you're not following Reason Theology, that's whose video this is right now that we're looking into, as he's breaking down the contradictions of the Quran and doing a great job. And not just stating that, oh man, these contradictions on the Quran, but what he's doing is showing the inconsistent arguments of the Muslim folks that state, well, if you see these contradictions in the Bible, then it can't be true. But yet the same thing Islam has. Every issue that Islam has or thinks it has with Christianity, it literally has within itself. Literally has within itself. And we talk about perfect preservation. DOC and Jai do a great job of breaking that down. So did David Wood. So does, Dr. J. Smith, Hatun Tash, one of the OGs when it comes to breaking down how the Quran is not preserved and how there's different translations and there's different versions and there's different ways that the Quran's recited. So that gets thrown out. Scientific miracles thrown out. All these things that the Muslims love to say, this is what it is, this is why Islam's true, and this is why Christianity is not. They can't even hold up on their own. That's crazy. That is crazy. So we got to understand that. And again, shout out to Reason Theology for this video. The video description of the original video is down below in the description. Check that out. Follow him if you're not already. This is my first time watching him. And so far, I'm intrigued and I want to watch more. So, like I was saying earlier, I was just searching through some videos to help with this particular live stream. I'm talking about the Quran contradictions, and boom, this one popped up. I was like, bet, run it. Easy work. Too easy. Let's get after it. Because actually, when I looked at his page too, one of the first videos that he had on there was Dr. Bart Ehrman and Dr. Javed I forgot the brother's last name, but he's a Muslim scholar who is aware of the preservations like any scholar is. So I seen that, and I was like, I bet go ahead on and rock with this one then. So that's there. Reason Theology is this channel, this brother's channel.
5 through 126 says, and remember when we made the sacred house a center and a sanctuary for the people, saying, you may take the standing place of Abraham as a site of prayer. And when we entrusted Abraham and Ishmael to purify my house for those who circle it, who meditate in it, and who bow and prostrate themselves in prayer. Remember when Abraham said, my Lord, make this city of Mecca secure and provide fruits to its people. Those among them who believe in Allah and the last day, he answered, as for those who disbelieve, I will let them enjoy for a little while, then I will condemn them to the torrent of the fire. What an evil destination. So clearly, Abraham is warning the people of Mecca, the Arabs. Abraham is warning them against idolatry. But Surah 28:46 says this, and you were not at the side of Mount Tur when we called out to Moses, but you have been sent as a mercy, referring to Muhammad, from your Lord to warn a people to whom no warner has come before you. So perhaps they may be mindful. So wait, which one is it? No warner came to the Arabs? Or did Abraham come to them and warn them? Which one is it? Was Muhammad the first? Or was Abraham the first? Can't be reconciled because Muhammad isn't Abraham, right? Not the same thing, not the same person. So I guess there's a contradiction, right? Will intercession be possible on the day that Allah judges all? Surah 20:109 says, on that day no intercession will be of any benefit except by those granted permission by the most compassionate and whose words are agreeable to him. So there will be some intercession granted by the most compassionate and whose words are agreeable to him. But Surah 2:123 says, and guard yourselves against the day when no soul will be of any help to another. No ransom will be taken, no intercession accepted, and no help will be given. Well, which one is it? On the day of judgment, will there be intercession? Or will there be no intercession granted? Which one? Can't both be the same, right? Can't both be true, right? Contradiction in the Quran, right? You see, I can do this all day.
All day.
And so when I find skeptics of the Bible who are Muslim, who do this with the Bible, and they try to pit two verses against each other without bothering to put a second of thought into it, without bothering and attempting to say, I wonder if there's an absolute contradiction or if these two verses can actually be harmonized. They don't do that. They just say, hey, look, guys, and they usually go to people who don't know anything about the Bible. See, you Christians are silly. You believe in the Bible. You say it's the word of God, but look, there's these contradictions, and God obviously can't contradict himself. Ergo, Christianity is false, and somehow, ergo, Islam is true. Somehow, if Christianity is false, Islam has to be true. So now become Muslim, all right? And
man, I tell you what, one thing that I love in looking up and learning from all these folks is what really got me into this particular understanding and apologetics and polemics and stuff like that is Dr. Gary Habermas. The minimal facts argument is my favorite thing to ever learn of all time. Because again, it started me into wanting to learn more and get into where we're at now. And with that, I enjoy it so very much because how Dr. Gary Habermas breaks it down is the death, burial, and resurrection. If it's true, and it is true, thank God. If it's true, utilizing what atheists facts that they use. So utilizing their facts, showing and demonstrating that evidence points towards death, burial, resurrection of Jesus Christ, showing that Jesus is God from that. I love it so very much because regardless of whatever else is written and or scribally errored or quote unquote what people want to claim as contradictions, if the death, burial, and resurrection is true, that's all that matters. Everything else is second to that, and or buffers to that, boosts up the fact of the death, burial, resurrection of Jesus Christ. But because the death, burial, resurrection of Jesus Christ is true, then what is stated in the Bible is true as well. And that these quote unquote contradictions that people believe that there are, when there really aren't, when we're able to actually do what it is that the Muslims like to do, which this brother right here is breaking down, when we actually utilize the context of what's going on and you see that that's not the case, man, everything fits like it's supposed to. So whether or not, and I say this all the time, whether or not we know King Isaiah's age, or whether or not and this comes from Dr. Dan Wallace and Dr. James White, whether or not we know if the mark of the beast is 616 or 666, we know that we have a loving God that came down to die for our sins. And in doing so, resurrected to show that the power of death had nothing over him, and he was able to go and resurrect and then show us what it is that we need to do to be saved, and how we can put our faith and our trust into the spotless Lamb of God, who is God, because he humbled himself for us. So with that being true, then I can know that what we have in the scriptures when it comes to the theology and when it comes to what God has revealed to us is true. And I don't necessarily know if the idea, again, of certain numbers in the Bible is what's true or not. But what is true is what happened. What is true is the fact, again, that we have a loving God that did what he did for us on the cross. That's what's true. So we have that understanding, we have that base, and everything else flows with that. But when you ask Islam and Muslims what their base is an amalgamation of Jewish belief, um, Greek beliefs, Christian beliefs that don't really add up, and ultimately within itself contradicts. Literally, quite literally contradicts. Even though it's supposed to be the perfectly unexplained word. So Allah's word is supposed to be this. Allah's word is supposed to be eternal. Eternally, he done messed up, y'all. He done messed up. Shout out to Brother Conley in the chat. I just seen you pulling up. God bless you, brother. Everybody else in the chat, that's rocking with your boy Carol B from the beginning. Una, Groovy Granny, Winston, my guy, Jeremy H, Lynn Bates. Oh, shout out to Lynn showing up. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Lynn Bates. Y'all may be seeing her soon. Y'all may be seeing her soon in a reaction near you. We'll figure it out though. Mutes, shout out. God bless you, brother. I think that's all I can scroll up and see so far. So God bless all you guys for pulling up in chat. So at the end of this, we're going to go over again for the people that may be showing up the contradiction that I had in mind. He also didn't even get into the bearer of burdens contradiction either. He didn't even get into the bearer of burden. That's how deep the contradictions are in Islam. There's even contradictions that they didn't even think of yet. They didn't even think of responses for yet. Because if I'm not mistaken, there's some sort of weird responses that Muslim apologists can try to give up for what this brother's brought in. But when it comes to the fully detailed contradiction, they ain't got nothing for it. When it comes to the bearer of burdens contradictions, I have yet to see anything for that either. Shout out to God Logic for that argumentation. The bearer of burdens. Sir, what, 35:18 and 16:25 says that nobody's going to be able to bear burdens of another. But then another verse that says some people will be able to bear burdens. It's crazy. It's crazy. So that's how deep it goes, that they ain't even got no answers for these ones yet. And even breach this brother's radar, unless he just didn't want to use those ones. But those are my two favorites. So, I'm just going to throw it out there. But at the end, we'll go over the initial one that started this again. And if anybody wants to come up to share some of their thoughts, we're going to do that too.
And so they then poach converts and people become Muslim. But they all of a sudden, when they're presented with even more significant tensions.
Yes. So after the rest of this video plays, I will have people be able to, whoever wants to come up can come up. So
in the Quran, that's when they don't say, well, leave Islam and become Christian. They don't do that. They now start to say, well, this scholar says this, and actually the Arabic says this, and actually this is what was going on in this genre, and actually this is what's going on in history, and actually this is allegorical, and actually. So basically, you're telling me that you're inconsistent and perhaps even dishonest. So that's my challenge to these guys. One True Message Foundation. These guys right here. Let me show you again. My challenge to the One True Message Foundation is go through this video that I just presented to you, address all 12 of those apparent contradictions in the Quran. Show me how they're not absolute contradictions. And then once you're done with that, I then want to ask you, and now do the same to all of those instances where you've presented to Christians alleged Bible contradictions. And if you won't,
real quick, y'all. My guy, the Word and I, shout out to this brother right here. If you don't know this brother right here, y'all going to get to know him. He was just on Chris One Way Apologetics. He was on his live, I want to say last week or so, and they were, going at people who didn't believe Jesus was God. This brother right here has been a staple on TikTok, somebody who is well spoken. He's somebody who brings in a lot of people, debates a lot of people. The Word and I does his thing. His YouTube channel right there. If a moderator could please tag his YouTube channel, which is the Word and I, and put it in the description so people can check him out, because this brother right here is amazing. One day, hopefully soon, because now that my internet's back up and a lot better, I can start having people come on and share their testimony. And I would love to have this brother. I know I talked to him a little bit a couple months back about coming on here, and he agreed that he would. So hopefully we can get that situated. But this brother right here is the truth, and I appreciate him so very much. On an amazing path of learning and growing. Thank you, Justin. This guy right here, the Word and I, is an amazing guy. TikTok OG, doing his thing, hosting crazy lives, as fair as anybody could be. I got mad love for this guy. And he's always showing support for everybody else too. Always showing support. So go follow the Word and I. Go do it. Do it now. He only got a couple videos up there. I think there's like 3, but follow him, because if I'm not mistaken, a lot of the TikTok apologists and polemic guys are going to be coming over to YouTube, because I think in TikTok it's going to be shutting down. I don't know if that's the case. I keep hearing that in America. So we're going to have a whole bunch, a huge explosion of TikTok apologists coming here, and they're all amazing. They're all good. And man, it's going to be a beautiful thing. It's going to be a beautiful thing. So shout out the Word and I. If you're not following him, go follow him. Link in the comments. So at the end of this video, again, anybody who wants to come up and speak on what it is that we've watched and or share their own contradictions that may not have been up here, you can do that as well. And Aladdin is back here, so this brother can come up and, actually show up. The link is right there. His name is right there. So I know he can see. I know he got cataracts, but I'm pretty sure he can see it. He can see that record button when he's up on other people's panels. So I'm pretty sure he can see that button too, or that link.
Do the same, and you claim you can't do the same, then I think everybody will see at that point that you're a fraud, that you're dishonest. So that's my assignment to you guys. One True Message Foundation. Let's see what you can come up with. Everybody hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, share this with your Muslim friends, so that maybe they can address these apparent contradictions in the Quran. And then after that, you can ask them to do the exact same thing with the Bible.
I know that's right. So real quick, since we are here, now we're going to go back to the original question, the one that I have for folks. Since we got Aladdin back here, we got Don't Jab the Children here. Let's get back into the one that we presented up top. By the way, if you were here at the beginning, I showed this person in the comments that was talking real crazy, and she was talking about how intellectuals come to Islam and whatnot. So she was talking real spicy. So I hit her with this contradiction, and like what I didn't show is that she ran, and what she ran to was asking me questions about my Bible. So I presented this contradiction to her. She said, "Oh, my heart's not pure enough. I can't answer that." Or, though, what does my heart have to do with her answering the question? I have absolutely no clue, but that's part of the Kia track starness. So she was like, "Yo, I'm not going to answer. I can't answer. You ain't ready for it. Yada, yada, yada." And then she does what the ultimate Takia Trackstar does, is then tries to flip the script and ask me a question like I'm about to answer her. Like I'm about to change what it is that you ran from because you can't answer it. All you got to do is humble yourself and be like, I can't answer. And we'd be cool. I ain't got no issue with that. You can't answer, cool. I'll give you another one. Or, then we can move on from there and then I can answer your questions because that shows good faith. But outside of that, it wasn't the case. So to keep track star 101, what they do is they can't answer and then they try to flip it back on you. But I can answer and I will answer. But go ahead on and answer me first. Let's make sure that we can get to the issue at hand here and don't try to run. But with that being said, for you Muslims that are here, Aladdin, don't jab the children. For y'all being here, let's go ahead on and look at the contradiction that I really want to talk about. And we're going to start with 11.1. We got all three of them right. We got three translations. We can have more translations. We can have all the translations in the world. Ain't going to change a thing. So let's look at it real quick. Alif Lam Ra, this book whose verses are well perfected and then fully explained. So this book right here, verses are well perfected. I don't know what's better than perfect, but nothing. And then fully explained. So this book that has these perfected and fully explained verses is from the one who is all wise, the all wise dude that didn't know that Mary was not the sister of Aaron. That guy. The all wise dude that didn't know that Ezra was never the son of God. That guy. The all wise and all aware dude that didn't know the sun does not set in murky water. That guy. So this is the guy that we're talking about here with this perfected, or excuse me, deity, perfected and explained book. Alif Lam Ra, by the way, and this was pointed out to me. Don't nobody know what this means. How y'all gotta have words in the Quran in the same verse that you say things are perfected and fully explained, but can't nobody ever say what that word is right there? Huh? That really gets me. I think Una was the one who presented that to me. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Gonna tell me, Alif Lam Ra, don't nobody knows what it means, and it's in a verse that talks about everything being fully explained. That right there just blows my mind. But anyway, Alif Lam Ra. Matter of fact, Alif Lam Ra means that I say what I want when I want, and I contradict myself, and you ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it. That's what it means in Arabic. If you ain't know, ask somebody. And once they can't tell you, you gotta listen to me. So now, Alif Lam Ra. But anyway, so we got this right here. That this is a book whose verses are well perfected and then fully explained. Is from the one who is all wise and all aware. Well, let's go ahead on and back this up because we want to have some backup. We don't want to go in alone. We want to have some backup. And there's more verses, but I just like these ones the most. It's my preference. So, in their stories, there's truly a lesson for people of reason. This message cannot be a fabrication, whether it's a confirmation. So this message right here is confirming of the previous revelations. What previous revelations? The ones that we no longer have. The ones that somehow Muhammad had in his time, but yet we don't have no more because they got corrupted somehow, some way. I explained it earlier for those who didn't know. What I had explained to help out the Muslim folks is that the Isaiah scroll that we have now, that was thousands of years before, there was two of those. There was two of them. There was the Isaiah scroll that we have, that's the corrupted version. And then there was the Isaiah scroll that Muhammad had that wasn't corrupted. And that is what the previous revelation was. Every book of the Bible and the Torah and the Tanakh, because apparently the Torah to them is the entirety of the Tanakh. Every book that was written, they had two copies. You ever see Fairly Odd Parents, how they had Poof and Foop, or any other show or movie where they have like the good version and then the bad version? It's like the doppelgangers. It has a doppelganger Torah back then. And in Muhammad's time, after Muhammad passed away, and after a few of the scholars and stuff passed away, probably up until let's be nice and say like year 1000, the corrupted ones took over, and then all the uncorrupted ones got lost and burnt somewhere. They got thrown away. That's what happened. But anyway, let's get back to the actual point of us being here. This message cannot be a fabrication. Rather, it is a confirmation of previous revelation, a detailed explanation of all things, a guide and a mercy for people of faith. So this detailed explanation of all things is the Quran. Is what's being talked about. This message, it's not a fabrication. Can't be. Nope. It's not fabrication because Mary literally is the sister of Aaron. Facts. She just, she was just she was an embryo for 1400 years. That's all that was. A confirmation of previous revelations, a detailed explanation of all things, a guide and mercy, people of faith. So we got 2 verses right here that show. I know that's right. Allah needs to learn the rules. He ain't got them. He ain't learned his own rules. But so fully detailed explanation of all things, perfected. We got that. We got that. Okay. So jab, follow us where we're at now. So we got that. We got to understand 2 different verses. There's more verses too, but we're just gonna rock with those. Where'd Aladdin go? Why that brother still ain't show up? He's the one who asked for the link. He ain't even show up. The link is right there. It's up top. Go follow it. And go hit it so you can, come up here. He is the one. So wait, before we get into this is Surah 3:7. So we went through Surah 11:1. That was the first one we looked at. And then we looked at Surah 12:111. So both of those verses stated that the Quran was perfected and fully explained, all that fun stuff. No issue, no nothing. But now we get here to Surah 3:7. And Surah 3:7, it states, He is the one who has revealed to you, O Prophet, assuming that this is Muhammad right here. We can safely assume that this is Muhammad. The book of which some verses are precise. So right here, we got trouble in the water right here. We got trouble in the. Can I not click this thing how I want to? Be smarter than the mouse. Okay, here we go. So book of which some verses are precise. So it's right there. I already got trouble in the water. Already trouble in the water because some of these verses are precise. When the 2 verses prior stated that the verses were perfected and fully detailed and explained and all that fun stuff. So now this one is saying that some of them are. They are the foundation of the book, while others are elusive. Dang, so not all these verses are fully explained in detail? Some are elusive? What's that mean? Those with deviant hearts follow the elusive verses, seeking to spread doubt throughout their false interpretations, but none grasp their full meaning, except Allah. As for those well grounded in knowledge, they say, We believe in this Quran. It is all from our Lord, but none will be mindful of this except people of reason. So, dang. So, hold on now. Time out. We had those 2 verses already. There's more verses. We just didn't go over them. There's those 2, 11:1 and 12:111, that state the verses in this book are fully explained, perfectly detailed, and all this. But yet, in 3:7, it's talking about some are and some aren't. And if you listen to people like Aladdin, he'll come up and tell you, well, read the Tafsir. And the Tafsir will just show you that, again, some are understood, some are not. So my question to those Muslims that say, read the Tafsir, cool, we read the Tafsir. Some are explained, some are not. Is 11:1 and 12:11 allegorical? Or are those the fully explained verses? I venture to say that those are probably fully explained. So if those are fully explained, and if 3:7 is fully explained, so those are 3 verses that are fully explained. 2 agree with one another. The other one still does not agree with the other 2. That, my friends, and people in the comments that aren't my friends, is a contradiction. So Muslims, come on up. Come talk about it. Don't jab in the comments, talking crazy, but he's talking about everything but what we're talking about right now. That's the crazy part. Oh, y'all put him in timeout? It's been 5 minutes though, right? Oh, it has to have been 5 minutes. Well, Aladdin, as soon as your timeout's done, you can come on up and you can answer what it is that's going on here. Don't jab. You can come up here too. Come on up. Come on up. All are welcome to come on up. Actually, let me go ahead on and take this one off pin because I did say at the end, if anybody wants to come up and share, they can. So let's see if Aladdin is still in here. Let's look. What's the brother's name at? Doo-doo-doo. Oh, look at Doug Bendo. I'll tell you what, he ain't never ever showed up to a live stream, but now he does. But unfortunately, we ain't talking about ways that we can cook that brother when it comes to his horrible reading of the scriptures. Horrible. But let's see. I can't see Aladdin's name anywhere. Oh well. I'm gonna put it up for everybody. Everybody wants to come on up can come on up and share what they would like to share. Because I think someone Mutez said he wanted to come up earlier. So yeah, anybody who wants to come up, who doesn't matter, come on up and we can talk about what we're talking about. Talk about what we got from the video. Talk about if you have any contradictions you would like to bring up, or if you're a Muslim, how to come at and so we can talk about this. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, dang it. Silly Albert. There we go. All right, chat. I'll just tell everybody who clicks the link to make sure they stay on topic. Because we can't have, just a free-for-all about just whatever people want to talk about. We have a topic up here. We have a topic, and it's the Quran contradiction. So, Muslims, if you would like to defend them, if you're a Christian and you would like to present them, come on up. Come on up. But I still want mine answered, though. I ain't going to front. If someone's up here and like, yo, I want to answer about the elusive verses, that's precedent right there. That's going to take precedent. If you're presenting something and you're into it, I'm still going to be like, nah, bro. He said he want to be able to come at this. I'm going to have him come at it. But if not, it is what it is. Don't jab. I know that's right. Listen to Justin. By the way, shout out to my guy Mutez. My guy Mutez is here. What's up? Welcome to the stage, my brother. How's everything going?
Salam al-Masih.
Salam al-Masih, my guy. Salam al-Masih.
What's up, guys? What's up, Albert? How are you?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Do we have Ala-ad-Din back in the stage, or is he hiding?
Aladdin has not popped up. He has not popped up. He asked for the link. The link's been up here all day, and he has not shown up. Aladdin. Or don't jab the children. He's another Muslim who's been in the chat all day. They always say stay on topic, but they immune. So but are they immune or something? I just want to know. My guy, are you immune to answering what's up here? Don't be a Takia Traxtor on purpose. Don't you see? You came here. You came here and seen the title. It says Quran contradictions. Muslims help. What you think we're gonna be talking about? It didn't say, man, alcohol's haram. It didn't say anything like what you trying to talk about. Now, if you would like to, I'm sure probably either next weekend or sometime during this week, I'll get on live and we'll talk about Christianity for sure. Matter of fact, well, no, I still got to do the Jesus in the Old Testament, but that'll probably be Sunday. So we talk about Christianity all the time, my guy. Just show up there. Go ahead on and show up there when we talk about that, and we can talk about that. But right now, this is what we're talking about. Anyway, Mutaz, what's up? What did you get from the video, if anything, or do you have some other stuff that you want to show?
Yeah, I have some few comments about the website that you're using. As you can see, the English translation in their website is not very accurate, unfortunately, because they always fabricate some things.
Right.
But if we want to look at the contradictions, I think we should look at the one that actually says about Mary. She was the daughter of Aaron. Can you remind me which chapter is that and which verse?
Oh, hold on. Let me go ahead and look. Was that 3:3? I don't remember off the top of my head.
3:3.
Let's see. All right. Let's see. I think it is 3:3.
The Quran was sent down to confirm Moses' law and Isa, the Jesus of Muhammad, the Injil, the Gospel. It says, has sent down on you the book with the truth, confirming what is between his hands. Has sent down the Torah. That's actually what it says in the Arabic, in the Injil. I believe in the Sahih International, it says they actually remove these two words and they think they put the scripture, by the way. So they fabricate some things. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And they add certain things in the, brackets and everything like that just to deceive folks because they don't want to show the truth. Because the truth will set a whole bunch of people free, but also keep people there as well.
Do you also have a Another chapter.
Oh, 1 second, I'm about to find it. Some odd reason my stuff is going slow now.
That's
But
okay.
we're gonna
Take
get
your
it.
time.
We're gonna get it.
Oh, yes, and by the way, Prophet Muhammad actually confused between Mary and then, which is the mother of Jesus, and he confused between Maryam, who is the sister of Moses,
Right.
Aaron. See also verse chapter 19, verse 28, and then chapter 66, verse 12. According to the Bible, the only woman who vowed her child in her belly to the Lord was Hannah, the mother of Samuel. And it says, see 1 Samuel 1:1, Mary, the daughter of Imran, never nor had children. So this is actually in chapter, I believe, yeah, it's the same chapter, chapter 3. It says in verse 35, when the woman wife of Imran said, my Lord. Interesting. It says, when the woman, the wife of Imran, said, my Lord, surely I vow to you what is in my belly is to be devoted to you. So accept it from me. Surely you are hearing, knowing. So when she had given birth to her, she said, my Lord, surely I have delivered her a female, and Allah knows what I have birthed. And the male is not like the female. And I have named her Mary, and I seek refuge for her and for her offspring from the regime, something like that. I believe it's an Aramaic word that cannot be translated to Arabic. So they just put regime anyway. And this is actually about the angel came to her, and she said, my Lord, to that angel. Isn't that interesting?
Real quick,
Hey,
welcome to the stage.
it's Justin. God
What's up,
bless
Justin?
y'all. How y'all doing?
Hey, what's up, man?
Yo,
So, okay, sorry, but what were you saying there, Mutas?
Yeah, this is actually about the angel that came to her.
Mm-hmm.
And she said to that angel, my Lord. That's actually blasphemy. You can't say that.
Right.
So, do you have any chapters that you want to see? Because we want to see what actually literally says. You know what I'm saying?
Well, all right. So let's see what and yeah, so 1928 was the one where it says that which you already found out, obviously, is the one where it says, "Oh, sister of Aaron," equating them as being kin like that. But I mean, if you would like to, and if you want to help your boy out, let's look at 1211, or excuse me, 12111, and or 11:1.
Okay, 12, Joseph, 112, right?
111.
111.
Oh yeah, should be the last verse. Indeed, in their stories there was a lesson.
Indeed, in their stories there was a lesson to those who have understanding. It was not a forged saying, but a confirmation to what is between his hands and an exposition on all things, and a guidance and a mercy to believing people. That's the last verse. So, do we have any comments?
doesn't look pagan to me. It looks like Allah is confirming what is between their hands and the mercy to the believing people.
And it looks like it still states that what's revealed between their hands, or his hands, is an exposition on all things. So it still looks like it states all things.
Yeah.
Is explained here. So, man, even the version, what was this the actual more accurate translation for the English version, Mutas?
Yes, it is. I'm gonna
So
send you the link so everybody can download it.
easy work. That's what I like to see. Easy work. So even whichever version we look at, however we look at it, it still shows that the Quran is an exposition or explaining of all things and the guidance of mercy in the people believing. That what's in their hands was not forged, but a confirmation. So what it is that he had in his hands at the time is still good. It's still understanding what he had in his hands is exactly what we have. So that is, man, no escaping the truth of the matter. All right, let me copy this and put it in the chat. So this is the link that Mutes is using. So if anybody would like it, here you go. Look into the word for word translation without all that added preservatives and stuff like that that the Muslims like to throw in to make their stuff seem a little bit better. Once they figured out it didn't really make any sense, it's right there.
By the way, I also want to show people a verse, chapter 5, verse 117. This is actually what it says in the Arabic. No fabrication, no anyone's interpretation, none of that.
Oh, that's what we like to see. We like to see the facts of the matter.
Look at that. And when Allah said, O Isa, son of Mary, did you say to the people, take me and my mother as two gods other than Allah? Do we have a Bible verse that says that Mary was a goddess?
Heck no.
Heck no.
Now,
So Allah got the Trinity wrong.
Bro, you cannot make this up, right? How can you get the most basic doctrines in Christianity wrong after 600 years?
Fantastic question. Fantastic question. Must be one of those things where Allah still don't know his history. He didn't know about Aaron not being Mary's sister, and obviously he didn't know about the Trinity and what it really is.
Yeah.
So, man, that's tough.
Yeah, exactly. So as we can see right here, it says, I did not tell them except what you had commanded me. Now, this is actually Jesus speaking, by the way. I did not tell them except what you had commanded me, that serve Allah, my Lord and your Lord, and I was a witness among them, as long as I was with them. So when you caused me to die. Now, my question is, was this past tense or present tense?
Definitely past, excuse me.
Past tense. So it happened before. Yeah, caused. So, by the way, this verse, this sentence right here, you cannot find it in the modern version of the Quran. You can never find this, by the way. And this is literally what it says in the Arabic. They removed it, right? And they say, and they put it in, so when you raise me up, instead of when you cause me to die. Do you see how they twist it to fit their theology?
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
It's
Do we
right
have
there.
any verses that we can go?
Recently, I've been thinking about, I don't know where it's at, but where Satan or Shaitan, he refused to prostrate to Adam. And what was I about to say? First, I'd rather we should go to the verse, low key. Do you know what verse that is, Mutas?
I don't
Or the set
really.
area? It was when Allah was creating Adam and he told all the angels to bow before him.
Yeah. I don't really remember that verse.
Let me see. Hold
But
on.
I think that this is when Allah wanted to Satan to commit shirk, basically.
Yeah, basically commit shirk. On top of that is Allah told the angels to do the command. He didn't tell the jinn, because you know how jinn and angels, two different things. So he tells all the angels to do one thing, and then he looks over to Shaitan. He like, why aren't you bowing? And then even on top of that, there's two responses to what Satan says, which are different in
Oh yeah,
itself. So
this one.
it's like it's a big thing. It's like actually bad. Because Satan actually looks like a person. Satan looks like a good guy in that story, literally, because Allah is telling him to basically worship creation. Uh, what? And then he said, because you deceive me, I'm going to deceive everybody. That's Satan right there, the bigger Satan.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
it says, and when we said to the angels, worship Adam, so they worshipped, except the devil. He said, will I worship him that you have created of a mud? He said, did I show you this which you have honored above me? If you delay me until the resurrection day, I will surely sway his offspring, except for a few. He said, begone, so whoever of them follows you, so surely hell will be your reward, and an ample reward. Wow. Any comments?
That's wild. Because Satan says two different things in two different verses, so that's even crazy in itself.
Albert, do you have any comments?
I'm trying to see why Aladdin ain't up here talking. You know, he's in the comments talking crazy, but we got the verses right here, and yo, off the top of Justin's head, he was like, "Yo, this is crazy. This verse right here is crazy. You bring it up, and we see what's going on in the Quran." So Aladdin, what's going on with you? Why ain't you up here? The link is still there. The link says for everybody. Well, the link doesn't say for everybody, but it's there. So you can come on up. And since you say this ain't the case, you know, we can get into it because that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, maybe you have to explain it, because I'm reading what the text say. There's two texts too. So when he talk about this one, we can go to the other one where Satan says a completely different response. One is a question, the other one is a statement. How can you put those two together? Allah, yeah, that's cooked. But yeah, I don't know.
Aladdin, don't be a coward like your prophet, okay? When he ran away from many battles with his teeth broken, okay? Come here and defend your religion. And if you run away to the Bible, that only shows that you are a coward. See, when these Abduls, they can't defend their faith, they just run away to the Bible. Don't do that. It's not going to help you.
Not today. Not today.
Nope.
So, man, we've looked at, if you've been here for a while and if you're watching later on, we done seen contradictions that my favorite that I brought up. We've seen now what Brother Justin brought up, what Muta shared. We've seen what the brother from Reason and Theology shared. That's over 15 or 20 odd different contradictions that we're having, and nobody has yet to be able to come up and share what's going on. And we have Muslims in the comment. But nobody's coming up to defend what it is that they believe. And also, we got the verses right here. It's not like we're hiding the verses, not like we're making anything up. We're putting the verses, different translations up so that we can see what's really going on and how the different Quran versions are still showing the same thing. That Allah's cooked. His brother's brain was fried when he was looking into writing this. Or Muhammad or whoever, Jibril, whoever decided to recite this was not paying attention and forgot way too much. Way too much. So Aladdin, what's up? Aladdin, what's going on, brother? Come on up. Jab, I haven't seen Jab in a minute.
Yeah.
Jab been quiet.
And this also another verse in chapter 18, verse 83 to 86. It says, they ask you about Zu al-Qarnayn, say, I will recite to you an account of him. Surely we established him on the earth, and we gave him from everything away. So he followed away until when he reached the setting of the sun. He found it set in a muddy spring, and he found people by it. We said, O Zulqarnain, either that you torment them or that you do good to them. They always change this into it appeared to him, not he found it. وَلَقَدْ وَجَدَهَا.
Yeah, like discover, personal.
Do you see that?
He came upon it. He found it. He discovered it.
Yep.
Man.
It wasn't a mirage. It wasn't. He wasn't out in the desert. Well, actually, but he might have seen that for real.
But we're still waiting, though. We're still waiting, showing all the proofs, and still waiting on what's really going on here. We got the Arabic speaker up here, ready to talk Arabic. I'm not going to sit here like I know Arabic. I ain't going to sit here like I know the translations in the manner that an Arabic speaker would. But you know what? I can't read English. And I know what I see with my eyes, not only in this brother's translations, but the translations that we've been going over. And it's all saying the same thing. All saying the same thing.
And also, yes. And now we just know that the sun sits, right? It sits in a resting place. Now watch this verse. It says, and the sun runs to its resting place. Wait a second. Is the sun sits or runs?
I think he runs to his love chair.
So he's doing cardio to go all the way to the place where he can rest. What the heck is this? Come on.
Oh yeah. And it gets easier for him too. The more that he does it, it gets easier for him because the all-powerful God, gotta get that workout in.
You gotta start from somewhere.
Grind
season.
Oh man. I mean, you cannot make this up, guys. It's unbelievable. Okay.
What else you got first, Mutas? What else you got first? Just bring them all out. I got a couple more minutes. Just bring them all out, and we'll see if anybody can actually say anything about it. We'll see how many people later on also just like try to run to the Bible too, because that's all Jab done, and Aladdin is just quiet. But all right, go for it. Mutas. What else we got? What else can we talk about? What else can we share with the people who may not know, the ones that may be confused by this Islamic nonsense?
Yeah, you guys are gonna love this. The hour has approached, and the moon has been split. There you go.
Before what is the hour? Everybody knows what the hour is.
I believe it's the day of judgment.
Yes. Correct.
So the day of judgment has approached. Really? Well, that was like what, 1,400 years ago?
Right.
That's number one. Number two, the moon has been split. Well, if you look at all the scientific evidence about the moon being split, it's nowhere. We have so many space agencies, none of them actually confirms that the moon was actually split.
Yeah, every time I look up, I don't never see no split. I seen the old man in the movie many times, but never a split. I ain't never seen his crack. Nope, never. Just his face.
And another thing too.
Yeah.
They claim that the moon was split based off of this Quran verse. Where's the Quran verse that says the moon was brought back together after this moment that supposedly happened? It's like, come on, bro.
The only moon was split. It was the moon of Muhammad when the 4 people got his cheeks clapped.
Sheesh. Real quick, y'all. Real quick. So Aladdin does say he want to come up, and I ain't gonna lie. You're my guy, Mutas, but this is towards you.
Yeah, just
towards you. So it says he will join. Where's it at? Says he will
Just
join,
respect.
but each speak 3 minutes back and forth. You guys speak 3 minutes. I speak 3 minutes. You don't cut me or mute me or speak over me. Deal. So I mean, if we
Okay.
want to bring him up, I know my guy Mutes. This is gonna be tough for you, but if you could, if you want to do that, we can do that. I got no issue with that.
Yeah, there has to be some type of cross examination too, because he can't just babble for 3 minutes and run away from topics, honestly. Because that's what the 3 minutes is for, so that he can get all he wants to get out, and then don't answer the question. But we'll see.
We will see. So so come on up, Mutes. We're gonna talk. We're gonna
I'm
get
going
it
to be
out.
quiet. I'm not even going to say nothing.
But first things first, my guy, uh, uh, Aladdin. The link's up top, by the way. First things first. I'm going to answer or ask my question, and I need it answered. I need it answered. So what I need from you is to answer that, and then we'll be good. And we'll be good. So come on up, brother. Where
Yeah.
you at?
I have a question for Alauddin. Do you know that your prophet got his ass clapped? I'm gonna have to show him. I'm gonna have to embarrass him. This is a humiliation ritual to him.
Do me a favor, wait until we get the
Just wait.
other stuff out, and then if it goes there, have a field day. But I just want to see if he can actually answer the questions I have, and I'm sure
Yeah.
Justin might have some as well. And then we'll have you, what I'm saying, if he's still wanting to answer some questions, he can do that as well. Bro, this man's taking forever and a year to come up here. It don't take 2 seconds to click this link. This man's done this many times. We will
Dude, Sonny.
all speak, and actually to even be, because I don't even need 3 minutes. I just need about 1 minute. So because I just got a question. Once I get my question out, Aladdin, it's a good thing that Muhammad, that's funny. What Allah was saying the day, we'll put the Quran. If Allah needs the day before him, me. Marion's hilarious. I appreciate so very much, Marion.
She is funny.
She's always every time I go to a live stream and she's in there.
She's so
killing the comments. Every trip. By the way, guys, quick promo for Here I Am, Lord, Send Me. He will be doing a 24-hour live stream on Friday. And if I'm not mistaken, I forgot what he said, but I think he was talking about it being about the 100-year anniversary of the Quran or something like that. So he's going to be doing a 24-hour live stream. I may or may not pop up, for a little bit. I'm sure Mutes may or may not pop up. A lot of folks that, rock with Here I Am, Lord, Send Me, will pop up and just be there. The scripture play. He is filthy, rude, bruh. He ain't asked.
No.
I'm asking the question, Aladdin. So don't worry about that. And then Justin will ask a question. And then if you got time for Mutes, you can go at Mutes. But I'm gonna be asking the question. Don't be scary. Don't be running. You say crazy stuff in the comments all the time. Stop being a victim. Bro, we see you talk all the time.
Guys.
When you look.
Guys, look. He says, kick him out, this filthy, and I will join. I will join and start acting insulting as a filthy Christian. I'm out to you, filthy people. Bro, I'm using your sources, bro.
I was about to say, he says filthy when he's not belligerent Muhammad. He's saying the truth, and that's why he was talking about the source, because he was going to bring it up.
Can you share my screen?
Well, since he don't want to, because he ain't gonna come up here.
I mean,
so at this point,
look, it says they came and they ride the messenger of Allah.
They did do that.
And look, and then he came with heavy and painful or almost pain from what they wrote.
Whoa.
I'm not making this up, guys.
No,
that's in their sources.
That's a serious thing in their sources. It's hilarious, but it's a serious thing. Muhammad took his time and was a horse on the weekends.
Yo. I'm just saying,
true.
man.
Hey, it's right there. They ride. What? They do what?
They ride. وَكَانَ يَرْكَبُونَ, which means they were riding on him. I'm not making this up.
I'm out, you filthy bruh. You are such a dog, bruh. You talk so crazy. You can't handle your own sources. Yo, shout out to God Logic. God Logic say all the time, man, that we just gonna read. All Mutez just did was read your sources.
Yep.
That's all he did. And you out here crying. You out here crying. You said you wanted to come up here. If you would have came up here when you said it, we would have had gotten into a dialogue, and then eventually Mutez would have brought that out. But either way,
Right.
you know, we would have been able to ask you actually questions that we have about what's going on here. Dang, man. Dang.
Yeah. And dude can't play victim. He's like 3-4 times older than me. And you in the comments always talking about other people. Like, dude, if you could dish it, then take it. What?
Exactly. All this, man. Matter of fact, the last time I had a conversation with this dude, he again was upset at me because I wasn't going to debate him on Jesus being God because he already was late to the appointment that he had for us. And it was talking crazy then. Anytime he jumps in comments, he's always talking crazy to folks. Then when they reach back out to him, he's like, oh, well, debate me then. Like, bruh, come on up and do it and stop being scary. We're talking about your sources right now. Mutez ain't do nothing but bring up your sources about your prophet. We just read and did about 2 hours of contradictions of your sources, and you over here crying and complaining. Like, bruh. Like, what's really going on here, Aladdin? What's really going on here?
And by the way, guys, check out my channel because I'm going to talk about the crucifixion of Jesus Christ in their, according to the Islamic sources, by the way. They actually have it in it, by the way.
I hear that. Y'all see Mutez, Ministry of Revolutionary Crusade Alliance. Go ahead on and click that brother's link. Subscribe to that brother. So when he does that, y'all can check it out. Justin, you got a YouTube channel yourself, or do you just?
I'm about to start one soon, but I just been doing a lot of studying because I gotta.
No, I got.
But yeah, I'm gonna start soon. I'm gonna start one soon.
Yeah, but by the way, by the way, Justin, just let me know so I can help you out to promote your channel. All right.
Thank you, brother.
And you too, also, Albert. Let me know. All right.
Sure. For sure. Got to get all this content out there for everybody to see it.
Yeah, man.
Aladdin, I said act as human with respect and not a filthy Christian. See right there, you are.
See, look.
Tell somebody that they need to act like act respectful when nobody said anything that your own people don't say. I didn't write that. Mutez didn't write that. Justin ain't write that. Your people wrote that. So how you gonna tell us that we're not acting as humans when your prophet is the one who was doing that inhumane stuff? That's what your prophet was doing. So, bro, miss me with that nonsense. Either you're gonna come up here or not. But I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes. If you can't come up here, then hey, it is what it is. Share this. Ooh, okay. Let's see this. Share. So this is another link from Mutez. Micah L.
This is the link that about the prophet being Rida. So if you guys want to check it yourself, translate it to English, and then enjoy. Have a laugh.
There we go.
Habibi, Anna, we will not be disrespectful. This is actually what your sources says about him. If you deny it, you deny your own resources, which is you guys always do that. Whenever I use Sahih Bukhari, they say, "Oh no, we don't believe in Sahih Bukhari. We don't believe in Sahih Muslim. We don't believe in this. We don't believe in that." Like, what the heck? You guys believe?
Yeah, they make their.
Find it out. What were you saying, Justin?
Oh, just they just make it. They just come up as they go along, basically. Like,
and not just that. I don't know what kind of a bus license these guys have, but they just keep throwing everybody under the bus.
That's all they do. Throw them under the bus, run them over, back over them,
Yeah.
roll over them. Bro, like
Yes.
there
Prophets
was the
lived their whole lives studying and being in school to analyze Allah's words, and they just they throw all them years in the garbage.
just everybody who doesn't agree with their view, it's a wrap for them. I just had
Yep.
that. I did a short. Well, actually, Rob Christian had a video where he had this sheikh on there, and he was saying that the scriptures actually state that Jesus wasn't, uh, or that Jesus was killed on the cross. And
Mm-hmm.
man, I can't tell you how many people. Well, first of all, he was like, "Oh, that's not everything he said." So then I uploaded the fuller version that actually shows that no, that's exactly what he said. And the
Mm-hmm.
people, man, threw that man under the bus. Oh, he's just a Pakistani. He's just this. He's just
Wow.
man. Y'all saying that this brother is just just throwing his
Yo,
whole
we got Adam
country out
though.
there.
Like, how does he get to that point of power and influence if he's nothing? You just gotta ask deeper questions. So the person who's writing all these things, analyzing, he's just nothing. He's a Pakistani now.
Just forget everything he done learned and studied. That's what he is.
Um,
Yeah, Adam, if you want to join, you can hit the link and come
yeah.
on up. By the way, this is what I was saying earlier, guys. Here I am, Lord, send me. If you click on his link, if I'm not mistaken, he said this Friday he's going to be doing a 24-hour long stream about the Quran.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. 100-year
So
anniversary. I
100-year
mean, whatever.
anniversary dedicated to the Quran. Here I am, Lord, send me. Also, I still have to. I've been so lazy, y'all. I gotta be transparent right here. I'm so lazy. Uh, I got so many people on back channel, not pack channel, but backed up that I'm supposed to have come on and share their testimony that I just haven't reached out to. I need to do that, y'all. I need to do that. Adam being one of them, Mutez being one of them. Justin, if you want to come on up and share your
Yeah.
testimony, go for it. I still got Disciple Mike, the Ward, and I might just do a week of nothing but testimonies and just say, yo, we
That'd be
got
cool.
to hear what God's doing in people's lives. So that's gonna be coming up here shortly. I know it. Oh my gosh. No way, no how is this man actually up here. I'm just gonna go ahead on and bring up Aladdin. Do me a favor, Mutez and Justin. Let me just ask him
Yeah, I'm
one
just mute.
question.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ask him one question. And we're gonna see where this goes, and then we're gonna allow him to share what he has to share. Mutez, please don't call this man no monkey.
Yeah, just
Please don't. He's up here. We just need him up here. I get it. I know it's all right though. Y'all got history. I get it. Just let this man be able to say what he got to say, and then But I just want him to answer. I just need that. All right. Can you do that for your boy?
Oh boy. Oh yes, I will.
Okay.
No
All
problem.
right. Whew, we'll see. All right. What's up, Aladdin? What's going on? How you feeling? How you doing?
What's up, monkey? That's okay. Okay.
I should have known better. I should have made him promise.
You
That's what I
see,
should have did.
I told you he can't be respectful. He's a Christian, so don't ask me to come here when you have some
he's
filth like
talking
this.
he's a Christian.
I don't come to
Come on,
this flawless.
Aladdin. Come on.
No. Teach him some manners. Kick his ass out, then I'll come back. I'm out.
Whoa.
He's rude. He's filthy rude.
You came up here knowing he was up here.
Wait,
Oh,
but
that was ridiculous. You came up here knowing he was up here, and then you gonna just get upset. See, I can't be mad at him, Mutez. I'm mad at you. Where you at? Am I pointing at you? Yeah. I asked you nicely. Oh boy.
Yeah, just bad.
Okay. I will stay muted until you guys want me to speak.
All right,
No
come
problem.
back up. Come back up, Aladdin. Come back up. I will drop Mutez for you. I'm gonna drop him in the back. He's gonna be in the back channel. And then once you answer, and then we're gonna. So I'm not gonna lie. Once you answer or have a conversation with what I want you to talk about, and then what Justin wants you to talk about, then I'm gonna bring him back up because he might have a question for you too. But as of right now, it's just gonna be you answering whatever I have for you and whatever Justin has for you. That's it. That's all. And then once you answer those, if you can answer those, then Mutez might have something for you, and then y'all can go back and forth since y'all both know Arabic and whatnot. Because I ain't got no dog in that fight. I ain't got no dog in the Arabic fight. So now he gone. He in the back channel. He can't come up unless I bring him up. So now we just waiting for you. Now we just waiting for you. And what's crazy is what's crazy, it's not like you went at Mutez though. You didn't go at Mutez. You went at all my Christian brothers and sisters by saying, "Oh, he's acting like a Christian." Now, if I would have said something crazy back, then we'd have an issue. But you should have went at Mutez. You didn't go at Mutez. It is what it is. If I do say something crazy, I'm gonna try not to say nothing crazy back though. I'm gonna try not to because I actually want to have this conversation. So come on up, bruh. I'm tired of wasting my breath asking you to come up. He is gone. He is in the back. You did all that crying and all that complaining, and you still back there. Still back there, still waiting. I'm gonna give him 2 minutes. It shouldn't take him 2 minutes to hop back on. If he can't hop back on at what time is it now? 12:52. If he can't hop back on at 12:54, it's a wrap. We ain't gonna have him back on, and then we're just gonna do some closing remarks, and then because I do gotta be out here soon. But we about to see. We about to see. Now watch. He's gonna come at like 2:53 or 2:55 and be like, "Y'all scary."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
All
I don't know. This internet, technology, him.
Crazy is like, bruh, you came up here. You seen him up here. You knew what he was gonna do.
Yeah.
You knew what he was gonna say. You just gotta chalk that up and be like, all right, bet. Let me just go ahead on and prove my point. See, if it's me,
Right.
I don't care how crazy you talking. I'm coming up here to show
With the
you that you don't
points.
know what you're talking about. Right.
Right.
Like, forget all the ad homs and all that stuff. I'm gonna give you what your sources say and go from there, regardless. But now he out there crying and complaining when he the one doing the same thing. Like, bruh, you a 57, 69-year-old man. I don't
Yes.
know how old he is. I just know he old. And this is how you act.
69.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, wait, he's gonna get mad if I bring up the hadith where brother was tickling some dude's ribs and he got his navel kissed. Is he gonna get mad at that because that's his sources too?
So what does that mean? If he's not bisexual, what does that mean? What do you infer from that?
Bisexual. That boy Diddy.
Yeah.
Diddy
The
Epstein.
diddler. Yeah, Diddy. That's actually like he probably worse than both of them.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Which is crazy.
See, look. Mutez is actually even out of the building. I'm gonna be nice because Mutez had to be out. God bless you, Mutez. Again, if you're not following Ministry of Revolutionary Crusades, go follow that brother. That's Mutez. He's gonna be having a stream where he breaks down everything about the Quran
Yes,
and the nonsense. So go follow him. So Aladdin, Mutez is gone. He's not even in the back channel no more. So come on up. I'm gonna extend it 2 more minutes because I'm nice. I'm gonna extend it 2 more minutes for you to come on up and answer these questions. Aladdin will find a way not to debate. It happens every time. I know that's right. Again, Aladdin, Mutez is not even in the back page no more. He's not up here at all. It's just me and Justin. That's it. That's all. Waiting on you, my guy, to come on up and answer these questions that we've been presenting for the past 2 hours and 30 minutes. He ain't gonna come up. I want to see this one. I wish I could see if he's still in here.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
But I can see that he is not timed out. So
I feel like all they need is just one thing, and it's raps. I just need that one thing. He said that. Oh, have a nice day.
right. Amazing how Muslims demand respect on Christian channels, and yet they treat like filth in there. I know that's right.
Right.
Hey, yo, did you see how Hamza and what's the name? John was talking crazy about God Logic?
Nah, I ain't see that.
Man, well, Hamza came up on God's Logic's channel, right? And got cooked.
I remember that. I seen that whole thing.
Oh yeah, so then right after that, they were supposed to do a debate. It was supposed to be Sam Shamoon and God Logic with against Hamza and his boy John.
Mm-hmm.
And man, right after that, they was just crying, "Oh, the chat's crazy, the chat's nonsense, yada yada yada." Man, if you go to some of the Muslim chats and they know that you're a Christian, man, you get called everything except your name,
Yep.
everything except. So, but yet
That's what I was
somehow,
just,
man,
right.
what's up?
No, that's what I was just about to say. Like a lot of my conversations with Muslims, if I like don't know them personally, they'll go straight to just attacking me. I'm like, you're not even talking about what your religion. What are you on about? But I don't know. They just got misguidance and they feel by their passions. All that stuff is meaningless in the end. That's why we trying to bring as many people to the truth as possible. Cause we not even fighting them at the end of the day. Like I love Aladdin at the end of the day. Dude is more close to being, going somewhere. So
Hmm.
you gotta worry about, everybody.
Right. I mean, shoot, we all ain't promised tomorrow, but bro, you about to be 82. Like, bro, you better get
Yeah.
it right.
For
You
real
still
though.
got breath. You better get it right.
You don't know if tomorrow's definitely not promised or the next hour. And
Hmm.
you over here, like, come on, bro.
Hey, I mean, that's again what the purpose of is to not only display the inaccuracies and the errors of these other faiths or heretic beliefs, because to me Muslims are just another version of heretic. That's all it is. It's
Yep.
taking away from the truth of what
Mm-hmm.
God's revealed and putting a spin on it via Satan.
Listeners.
So whether you're
Yep.
Jehovah's Witness, oneness, Unitarian, Muslim, it's all the same.
Yep.
All the same. So we
That's
got to
what
be able to break down their lies and show them the truth so that one day, hopefully, a seed's planted and that they allow God to actually open their eyes and
mm-hmm.
come in. All right, what were you about to say? I'm sorry.
Amen. No, sheesh, I dang near forgot what I was gonna say though. But yeah, I agree though.
Oh, yeah, he ain't coming up. Boy, I tell you what,
Yeah.
Hamza will never accept a formal debate because he doesn't know how to. I know that's right. Man, not to talk about somebody who ain't here, but I'm going to. Whew, the takes that he had when he said that Jesus wasn't his Messiah was like, what? Wow.
Yeah,
So many
what?
things.
You're against your own, so you're your own Muslim. You are a rebel.
Mm, I
That's what
swear,
you are.
Christian apologists follow Allah more than Muslims do. It's ridiculous. It is
Hmm.
ridiculous. The totality of what
Yeah,
a
like we
Muslim is,
know more about.
like man, they throw I think Muta said it earlier, man. They throw everybody under the bus, everybody.
Yep.
But it is what it is. He got
Yep.
destroyed. I know that's right. Here I am, Lord, be cooking people too. He be cooking people. Brother Adam, he be cooking folks. So it looks like Aladdin is not here. He done ran. Marin was
Womp
even trying
womp.
to call him out for us. He don't want to smoke. It is what it is. I just had a couple questions that I had for everybody, and I have yet to get people. I need to get. You know what I need? I need to figure out when and how God Logic gets all these people up on his page and channel and stuff. I got to just make a very eye-catching thumbnail. That's what I do. I gotta get better at my thumbnail so I can get people
Mhm.
in here so that we can actually get into these conversations with folks so that they can help me out.
Yeah, like yeah. Hmm.
But
Prove Muhammad did this.
yeah, that's where I gotta start. I gotta start taking those titles and doing that. But real quick, do you have anything that you would like to say before we get up out of here? Since Aladdin's not up here.
Um, Nothing much, man. Continue to do what you're doing, brother. You're doing great work in our kingdom, bringing us together, and even with the testimonies and these videos, like that help everybody. So just thank you on my behalf, and I love everybody in here, all my brothers and sisters, and yeah, that's about it.
Amen. Thank you, Justin.
Mhm.
And real quick, I want to share this. I had a conversation with, if you guys, I won't share everything I had a conversation with, but I had a brother on here not too long ago share his testimony. His name is Mikey Liao, and he also has a YouTube channel as well. But he's someone who was I first seen on TikTok doing this thing, and I hadn't seen him for a while on social media. He was basically collecting his thoughts and kind of refreshing and stuff. But I reached out to him and see what was up with him, and we had a amazing conversation about just what it means to do what God is calling you to do. And I truly believe and I'm truly thankful for all of the apologists or polemics or just doctors that are doing what they can to show the true God, show the love of God, and express how we can be sure. We don't have blind faith. We can be sure that the God that we serve is the true God via all these different means. All these different means that the God of the Bible is the God that checks every single box. So when it comes to people like Dr. Gary Habermas and his work, Dr. Dan Wallace and his work, Dr. Mike Laconin, Frank Turek, Dr. James White, Anthony Rogers, Sam Shamoon, God Logic, all these people that are doing this work to show the truth of the matter and to show us how we can better defend our faith, it's a beautiful thing. And a lot of what it is that I do is because of Dr. Gary Habermas and hearing his minimal facts argument. But I love to just be able to share with people the truth of the matter, share with people that know, and not these, just Reddit posts or these TikTok or Twitter posts that are just factually wrong. Sharing the truth of the matter, that's what I love to do. So I thank you, Justin, for the support that you've been having this for a long time, rocking for a long time. Everybody else in the chat, Marion, Winston, Mutez, Here I Am, Lord Send Me, Carol B, Una, everybody. If I haven't seen you, Rabbi, he hasn't shown up. I think it's too late for him. But everybody who's ever been in the chat and that continues to be in the chat, who also not only is in the chat, but in the comments all the time, defending the faith. That's so beautiful when I can see Winston have threads of people going back and forth, just showing the heretics that no, that's not what the scripture says. And same thing with Carol B and everybody else who goes in the comments and actually says, no, we're going to not allow these heretical views or these nonsensical views to be on this page without defending it and going after it. So, man, I see all of it and I appreciate all of it. I do my best to like all of it and let you guys rock out. Man, I appreciate the love. So, God bless you guys. Catch you guys next time. Hopefully, the next time you see me, maybe sometime this week with somebody sharing a testimony. Justin, if you would like to, I will send. Hold on, let me. Oh man, where am I at? Trying to find what my email is. I'll just use this one because it's the one off the top of my head. I got so many emails, it's ridiculous. If you would like to, just hit this email up and we can set some up so you can come on and share your testimony if you would like.
Yeah, for sure.
So next time you guys see me, you guys, I know that's right. I know that's right. Christ is Lord. So next time you guys see me, it's either going to be a reaction that's going to be dropping tomorrow, or it's going to be live with someone sharing a testimony. If not, if I can't get anybody for this week, which I'm sure I'll be able to find somebody for this week, we'll definitely be seeing you guys next weekend because we do have to finish the series with Anthony Rogers and Alpha D breaking down the Trinity in the Old Testament. So for sure, that's coming up soon. So God bless you guys. Again, Adam from Here I Am, Lord Send Me will be streaming this Friday, 24-hour stream about the Quran and its history. So check that out. Mutez, check that brother out. Check out everybody. Everybody who's a Christian content creator that's actually doing something. Oh my gosh. I'm lightweight excited.
Yeah, everybody growing. Everybody getting stronger. We finna have a team full of Super Saiyans.
Man.
The Avengers.
I tell you. Universe 7 coming for, but not the original Tournament Power, what the Tournament Power would be coming up, with Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo. That's the Tournament Power we talking about.
They'll be cooked.
That's what we looking for. Now this dude want to come up. Him here. Man, can't even speak right. Him here. What they? All right, you got 5 minutes, Mutas, or not Mutas, my bad. Aladdin. So we're just gonna jump straight into it. Aladdin. Contradiction that I provide.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to ask a question. Do you like my picture?
How are you gonna ask a question?
No. Do you like my picture? The picture I have with my name. I love it. Do you love that picture?
I don't care about your weird fetish with
no. Honestly, I wanted to see this picture. Do you know who's this?
I see the picture. Cool.
You know who's that? You know who's that?
It's you?
No, that's Mu'taz. That's Mikael, the one who was here. Yeah.
So look, listen, Aladdin. You just went from complaining that Musa did this and you.
Give me your bishop. Give me your
But
bishop.
I'm saying you came back to talk about Mutas, bro. Like, come on. I'm gonna just mute my mic. You got it though.
No. I want to talk with. Why did you mute me?
No, I said I'm gonna mute my mic. My mic.
No. He muted me
No, I muted him because he kept talking when you were talking.
Now you muted me
Oh,
again.
oh.
I am out. You muted me 3 times in 1 minute, in less than 15 seconds. It's useless talking to you guys.
So you come up to waste everybody's time? All right.
Basically.
I'll lightweight because of that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, he's
Should I ban dude? Should I ban dude?
like, I mean, it's up to you, bro. Yeah.
Should,
I mean, just leave that man in the darkness. He really needs us if you think about it. Like
see, that's what
because
I'm
what
saying. But see, how are you gonna come up here,
and
talk
just
over
do all that
everybody?
talking, and the first thing, who am I? Who am I? Are you like you're a kid, bro?
How are you gonna be
I ain't gonna
102
lie.
and act
Yeah,
like that?
you maybe could block him. I wouldn't be opposed to it because that's just childish, bro. You just did all this talking, and then the first thing you said was mutas. Come on.
First thing he did, he ain't even up here no more, and that's what you do. All right, let me ask chat. Chat, should I block Aladdin? And I always wonder too why certain people get blocked. Like, cause he's blocked on Guy Lodge's channel apparently. Well, Sam Shamoon blocks everybody, so
Right.
it's no obviously he's gonna be blocked on his channel. One Way Apologetics, I believe he's blocked on his channel. I believe Life blocked him on his channel. I can see why all these
He's blocked?
people
Yeah.
are blocking this dude because how
You
you
might.
gonna be 157 and that's what you come up here and do? Say, oh, you like this picture of Mutez? Like, what?
Like my great grandfather wouldn't do that.
Yo, Winston, if I had that cut right now,
He said, brother,
if I had
ew.
that short right now, that would be
He
amazing.
said, brother, ew.
What in the world?
Like, what is that, bro?
All right, Marion, you don't want him to miss out. Man, I don't, bro. Dude is.
Yeah,
That is
I feel like we just give him toddler treatment from now on. You just always gonna get timed. You never gonna get to voice your opinion. And then if you do want to come up to debate, that's what you're doing. If you're not doing that, we going back to square one. You're gonna
bro,
always be in the comments, timed out, on timeout in the corner.
gotta be. That made me because what really made me mad though is that I'm out here about to end it. I'm doing my
Yeah,
long outro,
good message, great. Like,
and he's gonna pop in to do that. Like,
yeah.
that's ridiculous. Children. Now,
Women.
I say, oh, well, you act like a Muslim. Now, in his eyes, I'm talking
Right.
crazy. But you gonna come up here and do that? So, oh, you like my picture? Like my picture, Mutez? Like what?
Mhm. And that joke wasn't even funny. Like, first of all, it wasn't funny, and you just proved yourself to be the same person you hate, essentially.
All he did, and it's actually creepier because like, why are you taking a picture of another dude?
And I don't even think that's. I don't know. I seen like a black dude. Well, I know Moots is a little browner, but still, who is that?
Yeah, see now, like
It was probably what was he being racist? Nah, let me chill.
I
Cause
don't know. I didn't get.
I ain't gonna lie, they do be on that. Cause I be in some discords, they go straight to my color. I be like, y'all like my face and my color a lot. Are y'all like Muhammad? Like, bruh,
Dang, that's crazy. That is, I mean, yeah,
bruh.
they.
Yeah, they don't
Uh,
talk about their religion.
all right, Winston. I won't. Justin was on the fence, but he kind of seemed like he, put him on kid
Yeah,
fence. Marion
yeah,
said don't block him. Winston said don't block him. I ain't gonna block him.
yeah. He just on kid mode.
Yeah, he just time him out every trip. I,
Yep.
every trip. Moot did he? Yeah, Moot is. He
You
was
should
he was he was talking crazy.
you should
Uh,
eventually you should eventually get a soundboard. Just play a baby crying when you send people to timeout.
that's why I need to start. I need to up my game like Radar. Just have a whole DJ set over here and just got the
Yeah, I'm trying
sound
to get
drip.
like, dude, talking about we like,
Man,
oh man,
love that brother's live streams. Man, they get me
yeah,
hyped
nah,
every
he be
trip.
cooking up.
Every trip. Oh, so wait, is that you? Is that really you, Mutez? Because he's saying, "Dang, I look good in that picture." I guess I'm gonna trim
That's
out
why I
here.
look.
I mean, hey, I mean, if that was really you, but why would he have? Why is that like? Is that accomplishment because you took a picture of somebody?
That's not good.
Like that's what they do on TikTok all the time. They do what's called a doxing people. So they just take pictures of people or like release people's information. Like what?
Yeah.
Like first of all, that's illegal. Second, what are you gaining from taking this man's picture? This like if you ain't using it for a thumbnail,
you just or something else. You just you put another man as your profile picture. That's another thing that be blowing me off too. People be talking about my opinions. I be telling the people who just be talking about me. I like, dude, you have another man as your profile picture. Why are you talking about me? You are a coward.
Crazy.
Dude, no name, no alias, no location. I'm like, y'all is crazy.
Creepy.
That's what you can sum. Yeah, crazy and creepy.
Now this dude gonna pop back up in the comments like what? Bruh. I'm actually African descent Egyptian. Oh, all right. So I guess that really was him. That's still weird. I voted no to blocking him because I don't want to miss out on the last. Yeah, he is a funny dude. Like his position is trash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's funny. He just sheesh.
Oh, they tried to use it. Look at that. That's all they do, huh? All right, we're gonna see what kind of nonsense he has. All right, so when I bring you up, Aladdin, I promise you, if you say one word as I'm speaking and asking my question, I'm just gonna drop you again. I'm just gonna close the stream out because I do not care about whatever you have to say. All I want you to do is come up here and answer my question. That's it. That's all. If you can't do that, then I won't even mute you. I will just drop you and then just be done with it. Because this right here is the most childish thing I've ever experienced in my life. You are 197 years old. You should not be this childish. Okay, so my question to you, Aladdin, is, because I know you can hear me in the back, is in Surah 11:1 and Surah 12:111, it states that the Quran is perfectly explained and fully detailed. And there's other verses that say that it's clear, can be understood. But why, in verse 3:7, does it state that the Quran is not perfectly clear and only some verses are explained and fully detailed? Now, I remember our last conversation when you stated that some verses are allegorical and some verses aren't. So then my question to you is, all the verses, those 3 verses, are any of those allegorical or are they clear verses? Oh, he left. Bruh. That scary coward. Scary, scary coward. He did it again. All right. Mutez, my bad, brother. I ain't gonna bring you up. I'm just tired now at this point of going back and forth with this child. And I'm just gonna end the stream, my guy. I do appreciate you coming up though. Justin, I appreciate you showing up. I'm just gonna end it because my nerves are just so annoyed. God bless you guys. I appreciate you guys so very much for showing up. Lord willing, you guys have a great rest of your day. I will see you when I see you. Remember to share the gospel to whoever, if you get an opportunity, whether it be online, in the comments, or your neighbor, the gas station, whatever you got to do, share the gospel, spread the gospel. We have been blessed with time to still be on this earth, to breathe and open up. So why not share? Why not be the type of people that God called us to be? And that's going out and making disciples of all nations. So if we have that opportunity, we need to do that. God bless you guys. I'll catch y'all next time. This is your boy Scripture Plug.Albert, Justin, everybody else who popped up here, Mutez, God bless.